This is the beginning of Zerg Diamond 1. Let's do it. Let's do it. Alright, so in this game, as you can see, I split my drone over, which is an insta victory. Insta win. We'll be out of this Zerg real fast, guys. This will be 30 minutes or less. And then we'll go right back to Terran. How long does it take to ladder to GM? It depends on the person. If I had to guess, I would say I could probably get, if I'm gonna all in people, okay? If I'm gonna play at my top level Zerg play, and I'm gonna go bronze to GM, I bet I could probably do it in about like 8 hours. Just all-inning everybody. All the way from bronze 3 to GM. Maybe 10 hours. If I'm just legit fucking having like 6-minute games over and over. But yeah, it would take him. It still takes time. It takes time to grind him more. But if you actually if you play like macro games and you're not playing every game as an all-in, it'd probably take like 20 hours. 20 hours or so. For like an average of like 10 to 12 minutes a game. That's also if you win like 99% of your games. If you lose, it's gonna take a lot longer than that as well. Why do you bind your hatchery 2 times? I use 2 building hotkeys. Well, it's not always going to be hatchery on 4. I just bind it in the beginning just because. Just because I can. Because it's what I want to do. But 4 actually becomes my spawning pool. And the reason why I do that is because you can cycle like this. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. You can cycle like that and you can see little information tidbits. Like my hatchery has, now it says 1 on it. It means a larva is there. See how it says 0 now? It means 0 larva is there. My spawning pool, when it's done, it'll have its own command card like this. That can show me, oh, do I have a Zergling speed going still?
Oh, yeah.
It's just little bits of information if you want to quickly glance at it without having to physically go back to it and be like, what's going on? Yo, Iggins the Bug. Thank you very much, dude, for the sub. I appreciate the prime. Welcome to the V-fam, dude. This is gonna be a speedling expand, guys. So he expanded normally as well. We're not prioritizing making lings first. We're allowing him to do that. A lot of people just make lings just because. I didn't see him making any lings early game. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Exactly what I just said is going to confuse so many people. From now on, we're making lings for diamond. We're making lings for diamond. From now on, every game. I'll try to remember. Being aware of your opponent's build is it's important. And if you don't make lings and you make drones and he's actually running around the map and he's going to hit you with a lot of his lings, it's actually really bad. It's an awful position to be in. Which is why I'm going to say let's not do what I'm about to say. Let's just make lings every game. Like 4 lings at least, just to be safe. Alright, now I'm going to make some lings because we're going to go poke his base. We're doing a defensive Zergling Baneling build. It's greedy, it's economical. And after we make a few lings, we're leaving 2 lings here. They're just gonna literally spawn and sit there. That's all they're gonna do. And we're moving out with 6 lings to attack his base. Because guys, he doesn't have a 3rd. This guy does not have a 3rd. So now I'm wondering, what is he teching into? What are you doing?
Metamorphosis complete.
Let's also make a roach horn just in case he all-ins me. Alright, there's an Evo chamber with a spine crawler. There's a roach horn. He's making roaches over here. He's actually, it looks like he's doing the layer build, but he's not walling his base off. This build is not good that he's doing right now. The setup is bad. The overall build idea is fine, but the setup is bad. He needs to really wall there, and there. I could run in with Banes and blow up his whole mineral lane, or overpower his queens with Ling Bane and win the game automatically. So it's a big hole in his build right there. That it's just glaring at me. It's a big hole. But he's going for a 2-base roach opener in general. That's what his plan is. We're going for a 2.5 base roach defense, which means we have 3 hatches, but we're not fully saturating my 3rd. We're just doing about half, and we're making roaches, and we're going to catch him defensively. We're also spreading overlords around my base so I don't get Nidus. Last thing I want to deal with is Nidus in my base. So yeah, again, I have my overlords kind of scouting the outsides of my perimeter. There's a Nidus on the outside. He can Nidus on the outside all day he wants, or all day. I don't give a shit about that. We could actually also probably kill it right now. Okay, let's kill this queen that has a lot of energy. Let's just back up to more reinforcements. I'm trying to seize one of my roaches. And keep making roaches. We can start focus firing his roaches down. And now he'll never win the game again, because even though he's in my main now, we have too much. We just physically have too much stuff. We can run our drones for just a second. And now we're fine. He'll never be able to compete with a 3-base economy. Every second that goes by, he gets further behind. We can micro a little bit, focus fire some of his roaches with some of the weak ones already. Re-rally all my hatcheries here so all my units immediately start walking there as they spawn out of eggs so they don't walk somewhere else. I'm literally going 1A move, 1A move, 1A move, 1A move, 1A move, 1A move, 1A move. So all my new roaches spawn in the fight, like they come to the fight and are on attack. See, somebody doesn't understand. This word right here, it was thrown around willy-nilly when this natural looks like a fucking turd. Looks really bad. Here's the problem with this natural. Okay? Because now it's personal, guys. Now it's fucking personal. 4 Banelings. Spine's gone, and I go into the main. More Banes and more Banes and Lings. What the hell does he do to his mineral line? What happens? If I run my Lings around here with Banes, what happens? Is he just magically gonna defend his base with 2 queens? I don't think so. I think fucking like 16 to 30, somewhere in the range of 16 to 30 Lings are gonna kill 2 queens. Okay? I think that's gonna happen. Lulz JK. No, you made it personal. Alright? That was an insult. Marshall. He probably profiled me. I bet he's like, let's see this fucking noob. It's my Terran. This is my Zerg. Oh, he's 52-5. And those 5 losses, guys, are placement matches. And my Zerg actually hasn't lost a single game yet. My Zerg is 52-0 right now. Yes. My Zerg is so good. Waka 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 waka. Alright, we're against a Protoss. Let's do a gasless build this game. Gasless. Gasless build coming up. I know when to transition in Ling Bane v Ling Bane games. I never know when to. When you have good economy, that's the thing. Is you want to make economy. The goal here's the goal of a lower level Zerg player. Make a shitload of Lings and win the game. That's a very basic mentality. The only time you should ever really truly be like that is if you're one basing your opponent, which is not the best way to play. That's really risky. You have to like play really mind gamey and like hide your Lings around the map and try to get sneaky Banes in and shit and just be like, I'm catching you off guard. But if you're not one basing your opponent and you're expanding, your goal should not be to make never-ending amounts of Lings and win the game. That's bad. Your goal actually should be to squeeze drones in while while you can apply pressure to your opponent, you can still attack, but controlling the map with less Lings than your opponent, if he's that Zerg that's like, I'm making mass Lings, but you just control the map with a decent amount of Lings while squeezing drones in, so you then can transition out with a good economy. And a perfect time to do it would be when you're fully saturated on at least 2 bases for roaches. If you never take drones, you're playing it real bad for yourself, like, because you're putting yourself into an all-in position every time. That's why a Baneling nest is kind of mandatory in ZVZ, because a Baneling nest is the only way you're going to really get cost-efficient trades if you're fighting in the middle of the map, you know? If I have 10 Zerglings and my opponent has 24, I'm not suddenly just going to make 10 Zerglings cost-efficient, no matter where I fight. Instead, what'll make it cost-efficient is if he runs into like 2 Banelings and like blows up all 24 of his Lings, and then now I'm just like, cool. Cool, neato. A lot of Lings just died to my 2 Banes. Okay, so he's doing some weird shit. Let's make sure he's not cannoning the massive main somewhere. Okay, he's putting cannons outside my base. Interesting. Let's go ahead and make a couple of creep tumors and a couple of gases, and we'll get a roach horn, because this guy's now making me think he's gonna go for some weird proxy robo build. This is a very awkward build. This is not this is this guy making shit up on the spot. This is what's happening. So we're gonna react to this with roaches and ravagers. Let's go behind his base here. His little, or not his base, his proxy. And let's see exactly what's happening. I can also grab my queens right now. I don't really need to, I do not need to inject in this situation. Yeah, it's a stalker all in is what's happening. So we're just making ravagers and roaches with all my gas off 3 gases right now, and all the excess resources go into drones. Just keep crucifying everything. Also, we're making queens too. I'm not also just making drones. I am also making queens. Grab my queens, make 3 more. And now we can make drones again. And now we have so many queens that we can start creep sorting with, and we can go into a layer from here.
Our forces are under attack.
We can push across the map with our ground army. And now our goal here, after he just failed a big investment. A big investment. That was a huge investment. And it was a fail. So now we can go into full 3-base saturation. And we can start pressuring his wall. This will force out whatever tech he's going to go for. He'll have to reveal it now. If it's just stalkers, he's absolutely dead.
Mineral field depleted.
We can kill off that part of his wall. We can kill the forge. Keep chrono, or not chrono, we keep injecting my bases.
Our forces are under
Let's kill this cannon. Whatever he's gonna go for, he has to show it. Okay, more robos. I'm gonna kill the robos themselves with the corrosive biles. GG. So this was an awkward build. Behind the scenes, what the goal here was, we were gonna go queens, and we were gonna go ravagers to defend a cannon rush. He proxied some gates really far away. He wanted to attack me, but this build happened kind of late, because he was doing it so far away. Also he was just. It was just late in general. You normally get start getting cannoned as your natural is not even done yet. So he kind of committed to it pretty late. But in this kind of situation, you don't have to freak out. Like a lot of Zergs would be like, I need to make like 10 spines. I need to make so many spine colors. I need to make like nothing but Zerglings, even though I don't have speed yet, and I just overpower this. I need to pull my drones and attack this from my main all the way up and around and down and attack it. There's a lot of things a lot of Zergs would do to react to this in a lot of ways. But realistically speaking, we reacted to it in a greedy way, which is, oh, I'll just make roaches, and I'll just make queens. Which ultimately put us at a situation at the end here where we're massively supply advantage. Because look what happens when he starts cannoning me, when I first scout it. Let's take a quick look at this. I know he's got a forge, and I know he doesn't have a natural. I scouted all of this, and I was like, are you maybe having another pylon in your main, and now you're going to make a Stargate? And I don't see a pylon, and then I ultimately see, oh, he's got... I see it with my vision. Oh, he's got fucking cannons and shield batteries and stuff like that. I know he's proxying me. Now, a good thing to do, a nice little tip for you guys, is if you ever get proxied like this, it's always a great idea to take an overlord if you can and run it around the proxy. Don't obviously fly it into the cannons, but fly it around the back. Because what happens if I do this? If I move overlord here and then I move it here, I see 2 gates. And it shows me what I'm against. It shows me what I'm against, which eventually I do this, which will be, oh, I'm against 2 gateways. Because 2 gateways or a robo, it's a little different. You're either fighting against a bunch of stalkers or you're going to fight against immortals with a warp prism. But either way, it's still going to be pressure that ravagers are good against no matter what, or they help with against. But yeah, it's good to know what overall you're going to be up against. But ultimately, I'm not really making this, like, I'm not freaking out about this. It's okay what's happening right now. Because we have a base we have a build here where it's a delayed cannon rush. Again, this cannon rush normally goes down when my hatchery is not even done at my natural yet. But it's delayed. So since it's delayed, he's going to have a little bit more potential power with it. So I should increase the power of my build. Because if a cannon rush goes down at my natural when it's not even done yet, 2 gases. If it's committed like this, I will go 2 gases. But again, it's delayed, so I delay it. For me, more delayed means there's more potential power. Like this could be 3 gates instead of 2 gates. It is 3 gates because you can see a 3rd gate back here. It is as fucking natural. So he could potentially use that as well. So I'm going to add in another gas to ramp up my Ravager production a little bit harder. That's the reason why I took a 3rd gas. Normally it's 2 gas, but this time it's 3 for that whole reason we just explained. Getting my bases all connected with creep is critical. It's incredibly important. And then when this tumor spreads over here, that's going to be the final. Every base is now connected. Because the reason why this is so important is because it allows my queens to constantly be made and reinforced without having them walking really slow off creep. Which allows me to not get my units picked off. And a little added, like that's the biggest reason of all. And a bonus perk is it allows my Ravagers to have more surface area to bounce around at a faster move speed. To really pressure with Corrosive Bile wherever I want to. And auto attacks. But you can see, while this is going down, we still have a solid supply lead here because we didn't pull our drones. If I pulled my drones, I might have defended this because it's in the middle of the open. But because I didn't, I'm already almost doubling his supply. There you go. Now we effectively are doubling the supply. And then we're just picking off buildings. But we always, the idea here is we always push him back to his batteries because he needs to heal his stalkers. And then as soon as he gets back to his batteries, that's when, if whatever we can, the juiciest Corrosive Bile we can land, we cast it on everything. Smack as much stuff as we can. And now, after the proxy's kind of shut down, we can just move ahead and we can kind of pressure and poke the front. And now our supply is massively leading here, and we can go back to making drones because now we know we're fine. This does not have to be. It does not have to become an all-in, because you know there's always a chance your opponent could defend. If like he has a void right now or an oracle or 2 oracles behind this, he's like, "Fuck it, we're switching." Like you never like this was all delayed as well, so there could be more. And instead of risking the game and going, let's just all in with it, we just go we make drones, and it doesn't have to be drones all day. It's just like a little bit of drones for now, which sets us up to be in a position where we're like guaranteed gonna win the game later. Yo, Atorius Arius Rex. Thank you for the bits. You described the basic mentality of Zerg a few minutes ago. What would you say should be the basic mentality of Terran or Protoss, besides macro, basic macro, of course? What did I say exactly for Zerg? You have to put it back into context for me. It's I don't remember exactly what I said. If you remind me, I'll know. But it depends on your build, your playstyle, as well. Your Overlord positioning was a perfecto. Just gotta move it around, dude. First Overlord always scouts around your opponent's base. Second Overlord should always, the first time for a little while, should initially scout around your base to look for cheese. I don't like personally sending 2 Overlords to my opponent's base immediately. Playing Zerg was about map control and squeezing out drones. That could be, you can say the same thing about Terran. Like when I play the Hellion Cyclone build, it's about map control and squeezing out SCVs as much as possible. Like getting an optimal saturation as fast as you can. The faster you can get the optimal saturation in StarCraft, the stronger your build will be, like as time goes on. Yo, Cedric, or Siddirk, sorry. Siddirk! I appreciate the sub, man. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, bro. We'll go speedlings this time. I'll do a speed opener. Merry. Normally I say Merry Christmas as well. But I don't mind. I could say either one. It's not a big deal to me. TOS is therefore about map control and squeezing out probes. Nailed it! It's kind of true though. It is. That's the general idea of StarCraft is know your build, what you're going for, and get to whatever optimal saturation you're going for as fast as possible and commit to your build. Like to the timing or the actual macro part of your build as much as possible. If I'm gonna fucking be like, I'm gonna go 3 base macro this game, and I'm just wasting a lot of time at 1.5 saturated bases making a ton of units that I'm not gonna really use to kill the game or win the game with, it's just because I'm paranoid. That's bad. That's real bad. That's not effective play. That's actually really inefficient. If I'm Terran and I'm like, I'm gonna go 3 command centers, and I'm gonna go for a nice macro build, and I'm over there just making 5 racks on 1 command center, that's bad. That's really inefficient. Okay, he's got a zealot walking in my base. There's a zealot coming, guys.
Our forces are under attack.
I'm so sorry, bud. He's actually gonna leave. I thought he was joking. He's actually gonna quit the game.
Metamorphosis complete.
Oh, dude. He's freaking out. He's freaking out. What's going on? He wasn't feeling confident. He's like, ah. I'll do another build, another speed build again. When I said don't fuck it up next time, I was joking. I didn't think he was. I thought he was just like, oh man, I messed my build up. Oh well. I didn't think he was gonna quit. Alright, we're gonna go for the gasless roach wall off this game. We went for a speed build last time in ZVZ. Let's do the gasless roach wall off. Or the late gas roach wall off, rather. ViBE, did you change your ID to a barcode? It's fine. It's all good. I like it better with ViBE. I actually hate barcodes, personally. Like, I think they kind of ruin the fun of ladder. Can you do a 12 pool expand? Another game. Not this one. I already committed to this. But I've shown that before. I can do that again at some point. Can you try hatch gas pool versus Protoss sometime? Yeah. I'll do another speed opener next time I play against Protoss. ViBE, I haven't seen your stream in 2 years and almost didn't recognize you now that you've gone full castaway. Oh! Motion! Is that you? Wilson! I actually like that movie. A lot of people I talked to didn't like that movie. I actually liked it. I was like, shit, this is interesting. What would I do if I was on an island by myself? Hey ViBE, when you're picking drones off the line without mousing on them, how are you doing that? What do you mean? Like my own drones? I can do eggs as well. You would die. I probably would die. I don't really have a lot of survival skills. I'm a fucking computer gamer. I'd be like, where's my PC so I can email someone? Come get me! Alright, well this is unfortunate, guys. This might be my first loss. This map is this map should be creep teamer first on your base.
The hive cluster is under attack. The hive cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Okay, so now what's gonna happen is we're gonna now have to play a really defensive game. Very defensive game now.
The hive cluster is under attack.
We're making drones and queens. And I'm going to go into Aspire. And we're gonna eventually retake our natural.
The hive cluster is under attack.
So we're kind of just like screwed. We're trying our best to survive here. But now we're going into metas. This game is totally opposite of what I wanted to do now, but we kind of have to play this way since we got all in early game, and I wasn't prepared for it. comes more lings. Let's get ling speed as well.
Mineral field depleted.
It looks like he's still making a lot of lings as well. I don't think this guy even has a layer started. I think he's actually stuck on low economy right now. So let's try and get a third out. Let's try and squeeze the third out and try and kind of control the map on the sides a little bit. He's got +1 melee is what he's got. We can run with the lings with our mutas and we take a third base. Oh shit, that's not good. Okay, let's make a couple more Banes again. Because if he pushes me when I move out with my mutas, I will die. If I don't have some type of a way to deal with the lings when I'm out of position with muta. Let's see if he's gonna go into Hydras or if he's gonna go mutas as well or what. He's going Hydras. Okay, so let's get Baneling speed. And we'll stop making mutas around 16. And go mass Lingbane and try to break his base with Lingbane. And we can... Okay, he might even just all-in me before that. He might just re-all-in me again. There's no drones on his third, guys. It's just production. After seeing that, I'm actually going back into unit production myself. I'm not going to saturate fully. I'm also going to stop making mutas now.
Mineral field depleted.
Because this guy looks like he's being more all-in than what I expected. Grab my weak muta out of my group and do it again. Poke off like the Evo chamber. Maybe I'll pick a unit off. I'll pick a stray Hydra off maybe.
Depleted.
Negative. Pick that Hydra off. Pick that Hydra off. Almost. Once we hit him with Banes, this game will be very in control for us. So we cost efficiently made drones off of like a couple of Banes and Queens after we got all in. But now we're in a position where we're up against the guy with Hydras where he's not really effectively mining his economy anymore as well as he should be. Because he's making too many units too early. Because he's paranoid about mutas. So we're actually coming back into this game right now. And we might actually win the game right now. This is when we push. Let's make one round of drones behind this. Just like 7 drones or 6 drones. As many as we can squeeze out. And now we're good. Now behind this, let's make one more round of lings into Banes. And now we have Bane speed. Let's ram his natural and let's wipe out a bunch of drones. Mutas can come behind this and pick off any remnants. We're going for drones, not anything else. I don't care that his Hydras are there. Go right into the main now. Okay, we'll move our dudes back, go into the main, kill drones. Now we can make a round of mutas. Saturate my gases at my third, which we just saturated a little bit more. And now we can go right back into another round of Banes, and this guy is now all in. Because we went for the drones. And we did it before he had lurkers. Okay, watch my ramp. You guys ready for this? Detonation, detonation. There we go. His counter all in has now, or his counter timing just now has been shut down. And we can recommit with another timing of more Banes to finish the game. Let's also get nervous here now because he has lurkers. We can go over this replay in detail about how I did everything. But he is broke. Right, where are the lurkers? GG! Alright. Check it out. So this is the start of the game. This is what we wanted to happen. We wanted our wall to finish. The biggest mistake we made all game, was actually being like, you know what? Let's inject our hatchery first. Because we just got actually all in by someone who's on 17 drones right now. He's on 17 drones right now, which is awful. So he just runs into my base right now where I have nothing. I have 3 queens, and one of them is way out here getting surrounded right now. I have 3 queens. And he's got 30 lings already out on the map that are actually at my base. All these lings are already here. They're legit like running in my base right now. Because this is not a closed door here. So not putting a creep trooper down first kind of fucked me over pretty bad. And then from here, I can't really do much for this. I'm really fortunate that he grouped up on that queen really hard like that. Because it bought this queen time to get back to my main. And my drones time to get back to my main. So I still have a good economy. And now we just fight with our drones and our queens. And I let my queens tank a little bit. But as soon as they start getting kind of beaten up, I pull them behind the drones. This one's already kind of behind the drones over here. But look at this queen. She's getting her ass kicked. I run her back behind the drones, and the drones take her spot. And now the wings kind of run away. And now, all said and done, after that initial push here, we have 24 drones still to 17. Now we have 23 because we made a Bane nest. This Bane nest is to retake my natural. And he's killing my entire natural. I can't stop this. And now we're making lings to, you know, if this is a continuation flood, which it is, my lings will help a lot at stopping that. And also these lings can eventually become, they're like Baneling supply here. This is what these are. These are all eventual Banelings. So he's broken my natural. He's a 2-base Zerg versus a 1-base Zerg at this point. And he decides to take a third. So now he's a 3-base Zerg versus a 1-base Zerg, which is a great position to be in for him. Not gonna lie. Now I try to get my lings back into my base, but he actually shoves his lings forward, which is what he should have done. He should not let these eggs just morph freely. He's got every right to abuse that. So he gets in between my army, and he actually gets all the lings that were out here pretty much get stuck. And I try to save them, but since now he's committed to a fight, I use them plus my queens and my roach. The one roach that I made. I wanted to make 2, by the way. I actually wanted to make 2 roaches, but he killed my roach horn too fast. But and the reason why is because it helps my Baneling stay alive when he tries to snipe them. It's the same purpose of the queen, but the roach actually hits harder. Anyways, he gets on top of my stuff, and I have to take a fight now. Which it goes alright. We actually thin him out on a choke point here, because the good thing for me is he's capped out at 4 lings on a ramp fight. If we're fighting his lings on the ramp and my lings on the ramp, he's capped out at 4 lings attacking the whole time. And every time one of his lings die, another one takes his place. Another one takes his place. I, however, am not. I have 4 lings at a time, plus a roach, plus 2 queens. So I have ranged DPS over the back of my lings that are smacking his as well, which is increasing my overall DPS output here, which is making me more efficient. And it's also buying me time for Banelings. Instead of fighting him like right there. If I would have fought him in the middle of the open, I would have lost the game. And now that we have Banes, we can now cost efficiently fight against his Zerglings, because there's 2 things that Bane's force to happen. Number 1 is if he comes in a clump, all of his shit dies. It's obvious. We all know how Banelings work. If he comes at me in a clump, everything dies. And he knows that's gonna happen if he runs everything at me and he just lets it all die. So he's gonna try to do counter micro, and he's gonna try and send like a couple lings at a time to kill the Bane. But all we have to do every time he does that is run my Banes around. Don't leave them on just sitting there or on attack move. Don't leave them in the same group as my queens and my roaches. Instead, put them in their own group and move them around the whole time, every time he tries to do this. And it'll make him lose and waste a bunch of lings. You just make him waste his lings on the idea of trying to deny my hatchery. Or my Banes. So we're moving around a lot. We want to not take a fight if we don't have to. There you go. That was a good clump right there. If you noticed, we let only one of our Banes blow up because we just A-moved for a split second and then immediately went back to move command. I didn't just A-move it and call it a day. I A-moved my Banes right about now. See how his Banes or his Lings kind of like came back in? He's got 7 Zerglings right here, right now. Or sorry, no, he's got 8 because that one as well. He's got 8 Zerglings right now. It looked like a big clump, a juicy clump. He's got 8 Zerglings all directly in the vicinity right now. So what I do, because there's so much shit here, I have my Banelings go like this. I click the ground, I go attack move on the ground. Okay, I don't click a unit. I attack move the ground and immediately, like fucking as fast as I can right after, I move command. That way, if there's any trickled off Lings that don't get blown up by one of my Banes won't get wasted. I won't have like 1 blow up a good one and then 2 blow up really shitty detonations. Because what's going to happen is Banelings are smart units. If 1 blows up Lings in this vicinity right here, it's not like 3 Banes are all going to blow up their own Ling at the exact same time. 1 Bane will blow up all the Lings in this little vicinity. And the only thing that's going to happen now is if I leave my Banes on A move, new Lings that are outside of this vicinity that come towards them, or if my Banes run out of this vicinity to another Bane, or to another Ling somewhere else, then it'll fucking A-move into something else, which is going to be really, really bad. So, A-move and then move command right away. That's what we did. This doesn't sound like Diamond Level Micro. Well, this game became a game where I had to play like a better player because we got all in and I actually broke to it because I didn't have a wall. So this game got totally messed up. Anyways. Yeah, that's the plan. Don't let your Banes blow up really crappy. And the way you do that is how we just explained it with the vicinity process here. So you can see 1 Bane just blew up. Okay, we still got 3, guys. We still got 3. And I immediately move commanded. So my Banes don't walk into any more Lings if they keep coming. Or if there are still any left around. That was not intentional. That was a mistake. And notice how he keeps trying to run his Lings forward? He really wants to pick my Banes off. So he actually got that one. That was a good job by him. He got that one. But now let's get into a position here where he still has a relatively scary amount of Lings. Because number 1 is, this many Lings could actually kill a couple of my queens, or at least a queen, and he can start resetting my count here, which I don't want to happen. I don't want to have to spend more money making more queens, and I don't want to run back on queens. Like, and have a less amount of them. Because the potential here of what could happen is this guy may or may not make nothing but Zerglings and flood me again. That could very well happen. He might be like, oh, you got a 3rd? No, you don't. I'm making mass Lings that I'm going to attack you all over again with another like 40 Lings out of my natural. So in production for me, you can see I'm making a few more Lings because I'm going to make more Banes. That's it. I just want to make more Banes. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, look at my stuff. Roach has 14 kills. This queen has 12 kills. This queen has 8 kills. And my newest queen has 1 kill. These are Baneling defenders. That's what they are. They're forcing little trades to happen all the time because he needs to kill my Banes. This is what these guard the Banes basically. They're like the Secret Service to the Baneling. So now we're prioritizing a Spire here. And if he floods me with more Banes again, or more Lings again, I will make Banes. And now let's take a quick look at this point in the game. We're pretty much almost tied in supply. We're actually almost caught up to him in drones again. We were actually ahead for a while when he all-in me. But then he actually started droning while he contained me. So he pushed forward a bit. But we are catching back up. And now we have mutas, which are going to change a big part of the game here. And for mutas, all we want to do with mutas is have map control. Because this is the last thing we'll say, and then we'll kind of move on. If this guy goes for Roach all-in, if he goes for a Ling all-in again, or he goes for a Ling Bane all-in, or he goes for a Ling Bane Roach all-in, any of these things, mutas will non-stop be made as fast as I can, and they will be designed to kill every unit that crosses the map before it gets to my base, or kill as many as they can before they get to my base. That's the whole the purpose of the muta will be that. To just kill his units non-stop. which is what they're doing in the first part. I'm literally focusing on his Zerglings because I'm actually worried that I'll break otherwise. Now, as soon as I get enough mutas, and also as soon as I find out what he's doing, if he goes into a muta build, I do not make Baneling speed. I do not get mass Banes. I don't do any of that shit. I just keep making mutas, and I try to control the map with muta versus muta. And I might even make spores if I think I'm behind. But if he goes into the ground, if he goes for, again, the Ling Roach Hydra or the Ling Roach Bane build, I would purely go mutas for now and maybe make a couple Banes out of my existing Lings I have now, and that's it. But if he goes for Hydras like he did, I will stop making mutas earlier than normal because mutas aren't realistically going to get damage done against Queen, Spore, Hydra. It's not going to happen. You should not bank your whole game on making like 20 mutas as fast as possible and being like, I'm gonna kill your base with this. Because what's really gonna happen is if his Hydras are in position, you're gonna try and move in, you're gonna kill like 1 or 2 drones, and you're gonna lose like 1 or 2 mutas every time this happens. And it's not good trades for you. He can easily zone you out with static D Queen Hydra if you're just going mutas. But a weakness for my opponent is if he rushes Hydras really fast, which some people like to do, he's very weak to Banelings then. And there's no real way he can actually stop Banes without having to have intense micro. So if we see someone who goes for fast Hydra, which we did, we stopped mutating really early, around like 12. I said we were going to possibly go up to 16, but I was like, no. He didn't saturate this base, which was extra greedy, or extra not greedy. It's extra all in. So we're like, all right, we need to be really careful here. Let's make Banes for the possibility that he just pushes out with like 15 Hydras. Or I can then just kill the rest of his economy anyways, back at home. So Banes are great. Basically, the bottom line is speed Banes are amazing against someone who rushes Hydras. That's just simple as that. And right now, this little push here is kind of scouting. What is he doing? And we see a Hydra. We see a Hydralisk. One more thing. You guys have heard me, I'm sure some of you have heard me talk about zoning with mutas, and it's really scary to fly across the map with a certain, like a low amount of mutas. But the reason why I did it this game, and the reason why it makes sense, is because while he was doing a massive Zergling all-in, I rushed a layer into a Spire while I got all-in. I was going layer on one base while I was retaking my natural. So I guarantee my attack is ahead of his. So there's no chance that I'm going to be flying into mutas across the map because my Spire is probably like 90 seconds before his layer's even done. At bare minimum. Might even be more than that. But bare minimum, I know my layer was way faster than his. So there was no cause for concern for me to push across the map like this. And instead it was more to see what he does when I'm here. Does he try to push out with Roaches? Does he try to push out with Masslings? Does he try to defend with something like Hydras? Does a muta pop out of a hatchery while I'm here? Which means, oh, he's going mutas too, which I could then run back to my base with. I knew I was fine because my tech was super fast compared to his. But you can see that's when I saw, oh my god, there's like no drones on the third. I flew over here and I saw nothing and I saw spores. There's one drone on this base, guys. So this is when I prioritized more Lingbane. Yo, Sindroxa, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the VFam. And right now, all we're really doing is we're looking for isolated hatcheries because a lot of players like to do something like this. Look at his rally points. You guys see his rally points? They're all to the same spot. And I've gained control over the middle of where his spores are not because or for a while I did. I had like 8 mutas over here when he had like 1 or 2 Hydras. And he's making more and more and more as time goes on. But sometimes the Zergs will rally their hatcheries all to the same spot, which means you may or may not pick rallies off going from one base to the other. It's very likely to happen. So we actually picked off 1 Hydra. We almost picked off 2 over here. But we got a free kill. And this is the other one, almost died. It's really low. A lot of his Hydras have been softened up though because of this. And mutas regenerate a lot faster than Hydras do. Which gives us the potential to keep harassing him. But I'm never overcommitting. As soon as I realize I might lose a muta here, I always back up. I don't want to take trades here. I just want to take guaranteed pickoffs. And fast forwarding it to the Bane part of this. You can see at this point in the game now, we have a guy who has 12 Hydras and 12 Zerglings against 24 Banes on creep with speed. Just straight up, if I didn't even have anything else here, it's just the Banes, this would be really scary for this Zerg here with his army. My Banes would be very scary. But instead of going for his army, which is not going to be guaranteed great damage because he might micro like a boss, we will get guaranteed great damage if we do go for his drones, because it's much harder for his drones to evade Banes than it is for speed Banes or speed Hydras. He actually doesn't even have speed in the Hydras. But the same logic applies. Go for the drones, because the drones actually put him in a position where he has to either all in now, which I can make more Lings and Banes with defensively, or he then just sits back and makes more drones and I make another round of Banes and do it again. And then after the Banes kind of blow up drones, all I'm doing is running my... I'm literally move commanding my Banes into the mineral line or past the mineral line, so my Banes get all in here. And as soon as we're here, I don't start manually detonating Banes by hitting X on them or anything like that. All I do is as soon as my Banes are on top of drones, I briefly, once again, go A move, and then I start right-clicking drones individually. Because what happens is, if I put them on A move, my Banes will blow up everything around them all over the place and blow up a bunch of drones. But my drones might start turning around and going back for the Hydras that are shooting them and stuff like that. So I start then, after my Banes immediately do their big blow-up detonation all over most of the drones, I start physically trying to pick off the remainder. Pick off whatever's juicy, whatever juicy drones are left. And then I move on to the next base and repeat the process. And that's how we're microing that. And then once it's all kind of done, you have a Zerg who has now no economy versus a Zerg who has a lot of economy. And you have no choice here, but pretty much to all in. He's not really going to recover from this point. It's just not going to happen. So then he goes for a counter timing, which we shut down with Banes. Which now the game's pretty much over, because all he has left really now is Lurkers. No Lings left. He's got 2 Hydras. He's got 4 Lurkers. So these Lurkers aren't going to save him from mutas. I can fly around his base just like we are and eventually just pick off important stuff. And there we go. There we go, guys. There we go. A plus shift. No, you do not fucking use shift. Don't use shift. I would tell you. Just know that if I ever tell you guys to use shift, I'll tell you to use shift. You would not want to use shift right there. Because your Zerglings will not listen to you then. Or your Banes, rather. They'll just start blowing shit up. Like Hydras and stuff. Because if I tell my Banes to move command into the mineral line, and then I hit A move, and then I start shift clicking on drones, like, that, for one, that's going to require you to have the most accurate clicking ever. Because if you misclick one time and you somehow click the ground, it now puts all your shit on A move on the ground, which now makes everything that's rallying in start A moving anything near them. But not only that, but if you shift command things while you're also moving into the mineral line, all your Banes have to arrive before they do anything else, which is going to make your Banes a lot less effective. I made 2 Overlords. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mistakes were made. Yeah, I didn't use shift command at all, really, in the micro of the Banes ever in that game. The only time I would be like, yes, you may use shift command to move, shift move commands, would be early game if you don't have the micro or the APM to constantly always catch when he's trying to blow up your Banes. You could actually go shift move command a lot on your Banes near your Queens, so that they don't just blow up to early Lings trying to blow them up.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the only thing I would say would be okay, but even then, you still need to pay attention because you need to help your Queens if they get swarmed by a bunch of Lings to prevent them from dying. Yo, High Q console, thank you for the sub to the Kingsman. The Kingsman. Welcome, Kingsman, to the V-Fan. Welcome, dude. Alright, guys, we're going to do the same build as last game. I'll try to make the roaches actually work this time properly and not break to an all-in. We will not break to all-in. Okay, we're getting all-in. But now we see it, so this is when we save larva, guys. Remember how I told you guys to save larva? And if you see Lings like chasing or charging your base by up to 2 minutes, you make Lings. Well, this is going to be one of those times where he's going to get to my base, and I'm going to have 6 lings immediately starting in my main, and 2 immediately starting in my natural. And all we got to do is run to my natural and buy some time with my drones. Like, get him to chase my drones a bit. Get him off my hatchery. Get off my hatchery! Motherfucker! Okay, he's actually gonna kill the hatchery. This is a 12 pool. This map is fucking super small, I guess. Alright, so the game is once again deviated. We now deviate from the plan. Sorry, guys. I think the double overlord thing fucked me over really bad because it made my hatchery later than it should have been. Which is a big deal in situations like this because I really need that armor of that hatchery to be active. So, oh my god. We're back to this again. Same thing as last game. We're gonna go fucking Baneling nest and we're gonna defensively go Queen Bane. Ay, 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 bro. So sorry. It's not happening this time.
Our forces are under attack.
Now we're gonna start a layer as soon as possible. And if I see a flood out of him, we're making Banes. If I see a flood, we make Banes. No ling speed still. This guy went. Look, it's looking more and more like he might have gone gasless into 12 pool expand, and now he might. His gas might be going into something else. He's making creep tumors, so he has multiple queens. But there's no guarantee as to what this could be yet. I can send like 2 lings over there and just try and scout it, and see if we can get a bit of a scout off into his main base, so I can see actual tech.
Forces are under attack.
Let's also get an overlord
Forces are under attack.
for. Okay, he's going roaches, guys. He's also does not have a layer done yet. So here's the goal now. Okay, here's the goal now. We're going to prepare ourselves for a Queen Roach all-in that may come through a Nidus Worm. I think it's going to come through a Nidus Worm because there's an Overlord right there. You see this shit? Let's do this. Make spine right now. Make Baneling. Banelings are important here. Very, very, very important. We're making drones for spines. And a few extra, we're going to make like 2 more lings for more potential Banes. The reason why this is important is because if this guy Niduses me, I can blow his fucking Nidus up before it actually kills me. Because I'm not ready to deal with it yet. Now he's pushing me with roaches, which is exactly why we make the spines. He's pushing me with more stuff. He's taking a 3rd. It doesn't matter right now. I don't give a shit about the 3rd. That's not my priority here. He is later tech than me, and he's most likely going to kill me before I'm ready for it because he's committed to this. So if I don't do this, I'm going to die. That 3rd is not because he's going to make an economy. It's because he wants to all-in me. And with more larva. And he'll eventually go into economy, but we're good. So we just shut down the potential of a Nidus. And his overall timing just got shut down by Armidas. So we're good. Now once again, this guy's gone for Roach style. So let's start Baneling speed. We don't have to use Banes right this second, but we can start Baneling speed. Because if the moment arises where it's like, oh, we really need to use some Banes, we can.
Mineral field.
Right, let's go back and kill Overlord. 2 Overlords are sitting at my base right now, just chilling. Let's kill them both. And let's keep making roaches, or not roaches, let's keep making mutas for now because there's no guarantee this is going to be Hydras. There's no guarantee. This could be mass roaches and queens. And if it is, and I make Banes really fast, I'm not going to have a good day. It's going to be bad. I would only want to rush Banes if I know for sure it's Hydras. Also, if he goes Roach into Muta, I could fucking lose if I make Banes. Really fast. Even though I have Bane's speed started, I don't have to make Banes yet. Because this is not all in on Roaches, guys. He's gonna make... Okay, there you go. Hydras. There you go. Boom. Hydras are here. So now... Let's stop making mutas, and now we can safely make Banes. And now this upgrade we started a little bit ago can be utilized. If I saw a muta pop out of his base, I would fucking cancel that shit. I don't need Baneling speed against mutas. But he's not going for mutas, guys. He's going for Roach Hydra. So we're doing a Baneling timing now. Let's go ahead and move across the map, and let's ram him with some Banes.
Mineral field depleted.
Let's lure his army out of position. Right here. Watch this. Start killing his rallies like we talked about. Lure him. He's going to want to clear my mutas out, and when he clears my mutas out, we ram his mineral line. We can also cancel this base now. And let's clear out his mineral line. Okay, we killed a pretty decent amount of drones right there. We can do it again. I would say that just gave us a drone lead right there. But not by much. We have a drone lead, but not by much. It's pretty close. Probably like within 5 drones. Or less. Maybe even within like, maybe even tied on drones. Let's do it again.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, now that we're gonna do a Baneling timing, let's get another base going, and we'll keep trying to control the Zerg player here. Also, now that his creep is getting a bit further out, and there's a potential for lurkers, we're getting Overlord speed because we need to have faster mobile detection, so I can see the potential of lurkers. Because I definitely can't kill lurkers if I don't have detection. It just doesn't work because you can't see them. Let's do it again, guys. Make a few more Banes as we start. Whatever I can, and let's move in. Go, Banes! Kill the drones again! Let's back up with the rest. And there's the lurkers we were talking about. Back up. Just run away for a second here. And now it's a 2-base Zerg who is all-inning me versus a 3-base Zerg who is going to defend an all-in. We can kill off some roaches and stuff on the way back. Whatever we can. Just pick it off. Keep running and picking stuff off. Keep doing a round of ejects, whatever, make another round of lings, whatever. Make another overseer because my first one might die. Pick off things. Now here's how it works. Chase him with your okay, unless he does this. If he comes forward, you go with your muta. But if he ever pushes forward with a Roach Hydra, okay? You chase him away with your Ling Bane, and you kill lurkers, and then you back up your Ling Bane after the Hydras leave. Watch. I'll give you an example. Here's an example, okay? Come charge my base. I'll make you run away. I will kill your lurkers. I will run away with my Ling Bane. And I just killed 2 lurkers right there. And I'll do it again. And he's not running away this time, so I'll just kill it. Never mind. If he commits like that, if he overcommits, you can take the fight. But if he would have backed up again, I would have killed the rest of his lurkers. He ran out of lurker. And that was an all-in. And I still have a lot of mutas, guys. I have 27 fucking mutas. I have enough mutas to be a scary threat at the rest of this game now. So now we can counterattack and push across the map, and we can kill all these units like this that are just isolated. Okay, he's pushing here too. Let's go ahead. GG. And you can see the whole Baneling idea we had. The whole Baneling idea was, back it up a little more, is right before this. Right here. This is actually my first Baneling hit. So, right when my first Banelings hit, guys, we're tied on drones. We're tied on drones when my first Banelings went, because he's a little undersaturated everywhere else. And I'm fully saturated, or this is under. Well, he doesn't have gas, so that's also the why. But our first Baneling hit's coming up right here. After our first Baneling hits him, he actually gains drone lead for a moment here, because he actually just saturated this fully. And this is when we lured his Hydras and Roaches out of position to make this wide open. He was intelligent about leaving his queens here, but realistically, this is not enough to defend a fucking mineral line from Banes. And now all said and done right there, he just lost 13 drones. So now we gained drone lead by 6. And going forward, we prepare to do it again. Also, another thing that's more important to note and how to maximize your damage. When you blow drones up, try your best to get them blowing up like right there in that line that I just marked. Because if you blow up your Banes, it's pretty much anywhere in this green box right here is acceptable. Don't blow them up like right here if you can. Blow them up anywhere in this green box. Because if you blow them up in this green box, you hit the hatchery while killing drones. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only do you wipe out a mineral line, but you're also going to wipe out the future hatchery itself. Eventually, with however many Banes you have. Now our second hit this time around, straight up just kills the hatchery, while also wiping out a mineral line. And now, from 13 drones down to 29 drones killed. And he just lost his 3rd base. So now we have a 2-base Zerg, who is now... He's ahead in supply for a moment here, because we keep blowing up his economy. And he's not really replacing his economy. Instead, he's making units. So he is effectively all in. This is what an all in means. It means if his attack right now does not break me and kill me, he loses the game. But we have time now where he has to cross the map, and we can not only pick his units off with our mutas while he's panicking and moving quickly across the map to all in me, like that. But we also have time to build more stuff ourselves. And the supply lead will be kind of evened out by the time he gets to my base. It'll get a lot closer really fast. See, like this was right there. That was another opportunity to kill lurkers. He's panicking right now, and he's trying to move across the map as fast as he can. There's 2 ways you can deal with someone who plays like this. One way is you can get technical with the micro the way I did, which is safer. It's how you actually want to play against really good Zergs. But another way you can deal with someone who plays like this is you can literally just dive the Hydras. If my Banes, instead of running around the bottom of the map and coming back to my base, if they instead ran here to the ramp or something and just chilled, and as soon as his Hydras pushed, I let all of his Roaches and all of his Lurkers pass. They just run to my base. And I see the Hydras, and they're like right here. All the Hydras are kind of exposed. I could just jump on them with everything. I'll take some muta losses for sure. But let's say I lose like 5 Hydras, or sorry, I lose like 5 mutas, and all my Banes blow up as well, but he loses every single Hydra. And now the rest of my mutas come home and clean up everything else that can't hit air. That is another way you can deal with this. It's a little bit riskier to play like that, because good players usually don't let things like that happen. But that is a way you can also do it, if you're in like more of a panic mode yourself. But ultimately, microing against the lurkers the way we described a second ago is how you want to do it. You want to just you want to focus fire the lurkers with your mutas, while zoning his Hydras with your Banes. Look at that. This guy started with 7 lurkers, now he's got 5. Because we literally just picked off 2 lurkers right there. A good group of mutas can pick off lurkers pretty fast. And he's doing it again. I just picked off another lurker because he overcommitted for a second. And now you can see what we talked about a second ago. We allow him to commit his Hydras into my base a little bit. We're not really... every second that goes by, I'm not really too worried. Because our supply grows at a faster rate than his. In terms of efficiency. Because if he keeps making Roaches and Hydras, and I'm pretty much making mostly Mutas and Banes, I'm making a couple of units that hard counter his Hydra. And these Roaches... the whole point of these Roaches here is to try and absorb Banes. But I don't give a shit if he absorbs my Banes or not, because we're not committing all of them into his army straight up. We're just trying to make him run away so I can kill lurkers. Or if he overcommits, then we just blow him up in his face. And this is the thing we're talking about. We make him back up. We commit some of our... It's kind of like we... If I were to let my Banes A-move right now, and let's say he backed up to the point to where the lurkers were in the front, and these Banes actually connected, it would take 11 Banes to kill one lurker. No, it would take like 12 Banes. It would take like 12 Banes to kill one lurker, guys. Just to blow it up. So that's not really efficient to blow up a lurker like that. But in doing this, we charge forward and we lose like 10 to 12 Banes anyways because the lurkers start cleaving me. But as he backs up and exposes his lurkers, I focus fire them and I kill them anyways. And then I back up the rest of my Banes. So I'm not overcommitting my whole army. I'm thinning out his lurkers and I'm doing damage, little bits of damage to the front lines of his army as he runs away as I can. You can see his front line is blowing up a little bit and he is taking some damage. And now we just focus fire 2 lurkers there and we pull back with our Banes and then we pull back with our Mutas. And now he's down to only 2 lurkers, guys. This is more advanced micro. It is not easy, but it is how you should break someone who's going Lurker Hydra if you're going Mutaling Bane. And now he overcommits to the natural, so we kind of just A-move it. We're like, fuck it. If you're going to commit this hard, we can just A-move my army. And at this point now, his Hydra count's been broken. Because there's only like a couple... They're all dead now. All the Hydras are dead, and now I still have 19 mutas left over. And he has no lurkers. And lurkers aren't really replaceable in this type of a situation because he's been all-inning me this entire time. So now the supply is going to get really one-sided here. And we're going to take massive leads. And there's no attempt at retaking a third. So it's, yeah, it's pretty all-in from there. Did I make attack upgrades here? Yeah, I upgraded my Muta's weapons by +2. I always upgrade Muta weapons unless you 100% know it's Muta versus excuse me. Unless you 100% know it's Muta versus Muta, get weapon upgrades. If it's Muta versus Muta though, get Carapace upgrades. But upgraded Mutas are always important. I would say Mutas are one of the units in the game that kind of require upgrades to become more effective than others. Because you get multi-benefit from upgrades. When the time is right with Carapace, Mutas are great because they have good regen, so it makes Carapace more beneficial. And then when the time is right with weapon upgrades, it multi-upgrades them because their bounce attack gets upgraded as well. So Mutas have multi-purpose upgrades. Not just like something more simple like a Zerg or like a Roach, for instance. A Zergling kind of has multi-purpose weapon upgrades because it has attack speed upgrades as well. Hillbilly Lisk. Got them Hillbilly Lisk up in here. Alright. I'm going to try a third time. Attempt number 3 at this build, because I haven't been able to do it once yet without getting all in and failing at it. I literally keep failing at holding all-ins with this build. Not because this build can't hold all-ins, but because my build it keeps getting fucked up. So let's try and hold an all-in for real this time. If I get all-in again. This map is another map, by the way, that's really far away, so we 100% have to spread a creep tumor to effectively not die here. So we're gonna wait at 20 supply. We're going to wait on our larva.
Hi, ViBE boy. Let's get the masters.
Oh, baby. FX Toffee! Dude, again with the 50. Big dono again. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. FX Toffee! Dude. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated for the big fatty donation once again, dude. Love you, bro. Woo! Oh, oh, babe. Get me all hot in here. Hot and bothered. Alright. Lings? No? Overlord. 2 minutes hit. No lings are flooding, so we make Overlord. Now let's make drones, because we're doing the Roach Wall-Off build. Now we're gonna confirm that this guy's natural, if he does or does not have one. There you go, he does. So let's bring another Overlord up further, and we can scout more of his exits of his base. And our first queen at our natural is going to be a tumor now. A tumor! It's not a tumor. Instead of a inject. Because we need to wall this off now. Like fast. Or I will die to a speedling all-in. We can take our gases. And let's build our buildings here.
Our drones are under attack.
And now we can wall it off with our queen. And there we go. We're good to go now. We don't have to worry about breaking to a early speedling timing. And he's doing an early speedling timing. So let's actually rip this queen out of the door. Kill this creep tumor so I can put another tumor there, or another Evo there. And I can start scaling this wall around. I can plug the hole. Do the whole plug the hole build, guys. Plug the hole, plug the hole. He's making Banelings. He's fully committed to all-inning me right now. So we're getting Baneling busted. Good luck Baneling busting me cost efficiently. It's gonna be messy. Now I have enough drones to fully saturate my bases. I've made more. Let's kill my wall here. And let's continue making roaches again. I literally spent 1 extra drone to prepare myself for a potential all-in. But he decided to go for a third, which is fine. I didn't go super defensively, massively defensive here. I only made like 5 roaches before I was fully saturated. And then I resumed making roaches afterwards. So now we're gonna chill just for a moment. Until my, whatever it's called is done. Oops, go back. Okay, that should be good. He's actually pushing me again, so let's try and catch.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try and catch his lings that are crossing the map. They're going up the ramp right now. He's going for my 3rd base. Let's go push him right now. Now behind this, we're gonna take creep everywhere, and we're gonna saturate our 3rd. Because there's a very good chance this guy's going to beat us. We're going to poke his natural and test the waters and see what his composition is. And we're going to kite it and kill it if it's just lings, but if it's roaches as well, we'll try and kill the third base then. It's just ling bane. Kite. Just try to like avoid the banes from blowing me up. There's not many banes anyways. We're still making drones as well. Just kite everything. Kite it. Attack, and then if he pushes forward, we kite. Attack, back up. Attack, back up. Until there's not much lings left, and then we can just shove. Lings don't really do well against this +1 roach speed timing. Like, they kind of suck. Now on our third, we're fully saturated. And we can start killing drones, and I'm kind of expecting this guy to go beat us. Because what else is he doing? So let's go ahead and make a blind spore everywhere. GG! And we can, once we're fully saturated, which we pretty much are right now, we can now go back into making roaches.
Mineral field depleted.
And let's see if he was actually going for a spire. Negative. He just had a late +1. So we have a big supply lead here. He actually has Carapace on his lings, which makes him a little bit more effective against these roaches. But still, even then, roaches are just good. You have to like make a ridiculous amount of lings to overpower roaches like that. So that roach push gave us a nice economy lead because we killed his drones and we also made our own behind our 2 base. We kind of put him back down to almost 1 base saturation while we ramped ours up to 3 base. And then from here we can go back into roaches and now hydras with a very strong economy. So this build is just solid. Always pretty solid. Yo, Milk Tea Boba. Keep up the good content, ViBE. Thank you very much, dude. Give me the build order, please. Of what I just did. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had your game control. Well, it just takes practice. If you're someone who doesn't play Zerg very much, you can't just expect to micro well, like automatically. You just know how to micro. You might not even know what you're supposed to be doing. You're just like, I have fucking no idea. It just takes time. You just have to learn it. Put some time in, have some experience under your belt, behind your back, in your face, and then you'll improve over time at learning how to do things. The biggest thing about micro is actually understanding what you're supposed to be doing at any given point in time and then executing that. And the biggest part I'm trying to tell you guys and help you out with is telling you what you're supposed to do with your units at any given point in time, rather than letting it just be like random. So I'm telling you what I'm doing, and it's up to you then at that point to put it into practice to execute it. And did I say thank you, by the way? Yo, Raven lol, thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate it. All right, we're against a Protoss. We'll go for a Speedling expand. ViBE, I think one day you should do this on EU so you can actually get macro games instead of dumb cheeses all day. It's kind of the same. I'm in that point where it's between Diamond and Masters, and all-ins start happening a lot around here because some players just love to all-in. You get all-in quite a bit as well in GM, so you're gonna get all-in no matter what. But Diamond and above, I would say, is when all-inners start becoming kind of volatile. Like they could kill you if you're not careful. Like a Speedling all-in, because they actually understand how to decently micro and how to actually execute the build up to that point well enough to actually kill you. Players lower level kind of get really weird with their way they build, like their orders and how they do things. It's a lot easier to abuse them in ways to not die. On average. Alright, well we got a we got a beautiful Nexus with a gateway core. Let's go ahead and scout more into his base. I want to see if this guy's gonna rush a Stargate or something. Also, if you noticed, he is also chrono boosting his gateway, which means he's gonna have a faster unit, obviously. But that also means he's gonna have a little bit less probes to work with, a little like for now. So he's either wanting to deny my tech, or he's either wanting to deny my scout to guard his tech, or he's gonna hit me with a adept. And the fact that he just built his Stargate here in the line of sight of my Overlord, where I'm going, most likely seems like he's going for an adept. So, having Lings ready to go is how you counter an adept. Put your queen in the front, and leave your Lings to chase the shade. Don't ever fight an adept off creep, unless you have speed. If you fight adepts off creep without speed, you will have really bad fights. Okay, let's go ahead and make a spore at every base, because our Overlord can see that that's a motherfucking Oracle in there, guys. You can tell what unit it is by the graphic of it. That is an Oracle. A Phoenix is way more fanned out, like with wings. This one, like the little circular one with two little front points, that is an Oracle. So an Oracle will pop out in like 2, 1. Okay, no, Oracle did just pop out. That's now a Phoenix. See how the Phoenix has wings that are really wide? That's a fucking Phoenix right there. So Oracle's already on its way. I just barely missed it when I looked back at my base for a sec. And now he's gonna kill my Overlord, which is fine. But from this position, let's be careful with my queens. Just run to a Spore Crawler and we can't lose our queen anymore. If he fights that, his Oracle's dead. See, that was a bad fight for him to take. He should have honestly turned around immediately when I ran into a Spore. He should not have fought that. But for now, we have 2.5 saturated bases, okay? We just made some drones for my third. We have 6 on it. We have a fully saturated natural with the minerals and a fully saturated main with 2 on the gas. Or 1 on the gas is fine. We're missing 2. We're going to make 1 round of Lings right now, guys. Now behind this, with our Lings, we're going to do a lot of shit. We're going to take each of the Naga Tower. And we're going to go look at both of his potential third bases. While this guy tries to Phoenix harass me. And now we're going to go back to making drones. And we're going to get ready to make a Bane nest and go into a lair. Because we're going to go Ling Hydra Bane. He's got a Phoenix running around my base. Whatever, not a big deal. Do you have a third? Negative. No third. So we need to be careful now with how much drones we make. He's making a lot of adepts. Okay, so since he's making adepts and he's not making like stalkers now or something, or sentries or immortals, let's take it easy. Take it easy. Take it nice and easy. And let's stop saturating our bases now. When we have a good saturation, but we're cutting it kind of like 12 drones short. And let's make Lings for just a moment here, okay? Because we just scouted no third and adepts. I'm feeling like I'm about to be hit by a lot of adepts right now. Let's go ahead and leave 1 Zergling at both of his potential third bases. And keep spreading our creep. And here in just a moment, I feel like we're going to see an adept crusher. If I still don't see a third. Is there a third? There is now a third. Okay, now I can push the third. We can actually push the third now, since there is actually a third. And we can actually now recommit to saturating my bases fully. Instead of saving our larva for Lings. And we can take a 4th, because he's going for a 3rd. Also, let's take a macro hatch in our main base, because we're going for a very Ling heavy style here. So having a macro hatch would not be a bad idea. Now my Banelings are in their own group, and my Lings are in a different one. We can run our Banes first at everything. Try to overpower. Okay, we got Oracle massing Protoss player over here. Let's immediately start a couple more spores at every base and start making queens. Run our drones away. And make drones. This is an awkward style to fight against. You just have to not panic and run your drones around just for a moment here. Don't lose your drones, guys. That would be bad. I'm still sitting at 58 drones right now. Okay, now we can go back to my main. With our drones, we just ran around in circles. Make another spore. We have a spore here. We're good. Okay, we're looking pretty fucking solid. That looked really scary, right? But we just moved our drones around a little bit and made spores. And we also made 1 round of queens. Something I didn't say. We also did that. But now, we know we're up against a lot of oracles, and we have a good saturated economy. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into Hydras as soon as we can. Let's make 1 round of Lings just in case he pushes me with some Adepts and a couple of Banes, whatever. But now we can go into Hydras off of 3 base economy. For now. Because if he shows up again with these oracles, it's going to be scary. We also know he's not going for a 4th base, so I don't need to worry about saturating mine super hard just yet. And the final reason why we're not droning our 4th, and normally I would, but the reason why we're not droning our 4th is because he flew into here, and then he flew into here, and he killed some drones. But he did not lose the oracles. He didn't lose them. He just ran away with them after he did his damage. So I can't just be like, alright, fuck it. Mass drones! Because if he pushes me with mass oracles and like even more oracles, I'll just die. There comes a point when spore colors won't save you anymore. Against an army like that.
Mineral field depleted.
But now we have a very healthy amount of Hydras. Now I would say let's drone our 4th. Because now if he does attack me at this point with like 18 oracles, I'm pretty fucking confident my Hydras next to spore crawlers could break that army and kill it. Pretty confident I would be okay. And from here on out, we have a good healthy Hydra count. Let's actually go back into some Lings and some Banes. And let's go smack one of his bases. And now the game's going to turn into a game where we can actually break the Protoss' economy. So it doesn't matter what he has anymore. We're just always going to have a bigger supply than him. Because his economy sucks. Because we'll keep killing it. So we're moving out right now. We're also going to go into a hive. Because we already have level 2 melee. So we need to go into a hive to get level 3 melee and adrenal. And from here, this is like the staging army. We can go into a spire. And the spire is a hypothetical spire, okay? It's a just in case. Just in case we might need it. We might not. But we only need it if he goes for something that Corruptors would be good against. That's about it. Now we can push his base. Try to kill some probes. Awesome. Great fight. Okay, he's going. Look. Hypothetical spire, boys. Let's use it. This guy's now on a 2 base economy, which is not very strong. We'll send our Hydras are kind of marked here. We'll leave them up here for a second, and we'll make it look like we're going to push the side again. Let's have some unmarked Lings go down to the bottom, and we'll wipe out another base. Because we know he just took a 4th. And now he's probably going to recall or just lose the base. Meanwhile, back at home, let's get Adrenal. Let's get Melee, level 3, and let's get Carapace on our Spire. And now let's go Mass Corruptor. Because of our hypothetical situation. Of, oh look, he's going fucking Sky Toss. Corruptors are way better than Hydras. You don't really want to be stuck on Hydras, Lings, and Banes against the Protoss going Sky Toss. That's not really going to work well for you. You would much rather be on Corruptor, Mass Corruptor. Rotate drones around again. Let's keep... We fucked up his economy really bad. Let's make sure our economy stays really good. Okay, go back to injecting. Alright. Now let's do it again. Send just our Lings down to the bottom of the map. leave our Hydras and our Corruptors together just in case this guy pushes me. There go our Lings. Let's see what we can see. Hey, we see a wide open Nexus. Kill it. Now look, he's attacking me with his whole army. Grab all my Corruptors, put them together. Let him engage my Spores and Spines and stuff. And my Hydras. Now run my Corruptors behind. And go move like this. And when you're on top of them, now attack. So you don't get AoE'd by Archons. And just focus fire every fucking carrier. Move on to them again. Attack. Move on to them again. Attack. The last thing you want to do is micro like this against a fucking Archon. If you micro like this against Archon, you're going to lose your Corruptors so fast. The best way to micro against Archons is moving them around constantly like this and just shooting while moving. But that's kind of advanced. So just magic boxing your Corruptor against Archon is like perfect. But there's nothing he can do in this situation if I just go Corruptor. I just win at that point. We just win at that point. Is it time for Terran again? I'm going to get Masters 3 way faster on Zerg than I will with Terran. We've only been doing Zerg now for like 2 hours. I did Terran for 6. And we're already where we were with... This is like kind of where I stopped with Terran. Or maybe like right here with Terran. I stopped like at a little bit more than half. But I'm just going to go all the way with Zerg this time. And then we'll go back to Terran when I'm done. Is there a magic box video? I believe there probably is. Magic box is a pretty commonly known thing, so I'm sure there's plenty of videos about it on YouTube. ViBE, is your match history just to see a green? On my Zerg, yes. I haven't lost a single game with Zerg yet. My Zerg is like 60-0 right now. But my Terran's lost like probably like 10 times already. But guys, keep in mind, I'm not 60-0 against GM players. I'm 60-0 against bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond players. And now low masters.
Oh, yeah.
I should win every game, honestly. Yo, Dear Leap, thank you very much for the prime. Thank you, dude. Much appreciated, my dude. Oh, holy crap. Mr. Zigga. Thank you for liking the beard, dude. The beard is... I'm slowly trimming the beard every like week. And the color is starting to fade as well. So the beard isn't going to last too much longer, guys. But the hair, this is going to last forever. This is going to last like a year. That hair is going to be on my head for a while. Alright, let's do one more Roach build. Roach plus 1 timing build. Forever equals 1 year. Good stuff. Yeah. It's like forever, you know? That's like, my hair is like colored forever. Alright, what's he doing? Do I get to make lings? Do I save for lings? Am I saving for lings? If I hit 2 minutes, I'm making an overlord, bro. And let's make an overlord. The reason, again, why, for anyone who's wondering, what the hell are you talking about, ViBE? If my first overlord scouts that this guy is sending lings at me, if I stop droning at 20 supply, where it's really 19 because I built a gas, I can actually make 8 lings really fast because I can stack it up to be 3 on my main and 1 at my natural as it spawns, and it makes it really easy to deny all-ins because you have so many lings right away when they get there. It makes your life way easier at defending early pool builds. And I don't actually lose any larva because I'm not larva capping. I'm not hitting 3. If I make an overlord at 2 minutes into the game, I'm barely making an overlord just before I larva cap. And I don't supply block either because my natural gives me supply. Alright, let's make a spore. And if he attacks that spore, it won't die. Okay, he just made 4 lings that honestly didn't kill anything. That's really good for me. And now let's make another Evo right there. And my queen can be right here. Oops, like a little bit there. And now if this guy all-ins me, which it seems like I might be getting all-in here. No, it's only 4 lings. He's trying to scout me. It's a glorified scout. We can go into roaches now. And we're good. We good. Let's put a couple of overlords in my main base. And I'm gonna make an overseer now. You should always do this if your opponent has not all-ined you yet. Do this if you have not been all-ined yet. It's important. Because if this guy's rushing mutas or something like that, something weird, I want to know about it. Or if he's gonna rush a Nidus, I don't want to be getting Nidus so my roaches are mid-map. That would suck. That would be a very bad situation to be in.
Forces are under attack.
So he's got a layer that's not even done yet. And he's got a natural with a Bane Nest. And it's also got an Evo that is actually upgrading. Most likely is upgrading melee. This makes me think he's gonna go mutas, especially if he has a 4th gas. Yeah, he's gonna probably go mutas. But here's the thing, he's probably not gonna get 2 mutas because he's probably gonna die before that happens. Let's go ahead and push right now. I don't think he can stop this.
Under attack.
Alright, so all my roaches are attacking. I'm gonna go kill his 3rd. I'm gonna get some guaranteed damage done. I'm gonna kill the 3rd. And now we can get Hydra Den. And we're making drones the whole time here. Okay, he's actually attacking my 3rd. So we'll send some of my roaches back home. I'm gonna do this. A move these roaches, shift A move there, shift A move there, and we'll defend our base for now. We'll focus on defending instead. Because defending my 3rd and killing his 3rd is guaranteed going to happen if I focus on that, and it's a guaranteed way to get ahead. Now, if he does muta me or something, I'm not too worried that, you know, that it's going to be a problem, because it won't be. There you go. Now, he's got spine crawlers and zerglings, guys. Spines and lings. What do you guys say? Let's just, let's go ahead and make like a spore crawler. Let's make like 2 spores in my 3rd, and let's make like 1 in my main and my natural. So that we don't just like lose drones when I fucking know he's going to mute us. All these signs in this game point to muta.
A creep tumor is under attack.
Okay, let's have my roaches kind of spread out a little bit between my main and my natural. Or my natural and my 3rd. So we can guard it properly. Like this. We're not taking damage. We're over here, we're good. And we do have another, there's the mutas. We confirmed it just now. But we did have another overseer just to be 100% sure. Just to be 100% sure. And now that it's mutas for real, let's get more spores. And the reason why we're doing more spores is because we're going to put spores between our bases. And we're going to fully secure our mineral lines. Like this. See how he's camping me right here? You guys see this shit? Well, if I move my spores like this, that doesn't happen anymore. And he takes bad trades if he fights my spores like this. He might actually lose all of them. not going well for the Zerg right now. He's overcommitting with these mutas. I've still got 15 drones on the middle line. Yeah, his mutas are bleeding out really hard. He's kind of overdoing it. He's overdoing it, boys. Overdoing it. If you see someone just like taking a layer and they have nothing in their base tech-wise other than a Baneling nest and a Zergling, a spawning pool, you can somewhat assume it's going to be mutas. It's not a guarantee, but it's likely. Because no one really goes Lingbane, Hydra, and ZVZ, because it kind of sucks. Banelings, counter Banelings would counter all of that. It's like one guy goes Lingbane, Hydra, the other guy just goes Mass Banes, and the Mass Banes guy just fucking wins. Alright, we got Protoss again. Let's do a gasless build again this time, because I went speed last time. We'll go for the gasless. The gasless build! Rush Ultralisk and Nidus attack for us. Negative. I know it sounds cool, but it's terrible for actually learning a build, because that's a fucking awful build. I'm not trying to, you know, pick on the lower league players. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to play against them, and that would be kind of in the realm of picking on them, because that's actually an awful build. You get like someone at equal skill will never win doing that. I'm playing against your roommate. Oh shit! Beat the shit out of him, dude. Damn. That guy ate my Taco Bell last night. Fuck him up, vibe. That's hilarious. Alright, so we're scouting. Scouting with our Overlord. We're going gasless, so we're taking a third base really fast, because if we're not mining a gas, we can easily afford it. I don't trust this kid. I have to check my base now. This base is way too big. Are you building anything in my base right now? This base is massive. It's making me feel uncomfortable when he goes out in the fog. Do one more check. I'm gonna do one more sweep of my base really fast. Just to be 100% sure I'm not getting anything weird in here. Like a proxy pylon that I'll just never see for a little while. Okay, it's looking pretty standard. It's looking standard. Chrono boosted gateway. Standard as well. Nothing too crazy about a chrono boosted gateway. Stargate? Okay, this is the big thing. Let's get our Overlord down here. In case this is a stalker, maybe we can get out of his base in time, and we can come back and see what he's doing. But if I don't start getting shot by a stalker here in a couple seconds... Actually, my Overlord would totally die if it was a stalker. This base is so big. It's pretty sure it's an adept, though. I should already be getting hit by a stalker if it was a stalker. We'll chill at the base, the bottom here. The edge of his Stargate, so I can see what he builds out of it. Alright, again, don't fight adepts off creep. It's awful to do that. Never fight adepts off creep. It's Phoenix. So we can delay our Overlords a little bit, or our Spore Crawlers a little bit longer, but let's group our Overlords up. Is he gonna teleport into that?
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, what are you making second? What are you going to make second? An Oracle, okay. Let's go ahead and get our gases. See how delayed this gas is, guys? It's so greedy. And now let's go ahead and get a spore per base because we saw an oracle. I don't need to make Stargate or spores because I see a Stargate. Because there's nothing coming out of it yet. Nothing's attacked me yet. I don't need to make spores versus a phoenix because one phoenix is not going to kill an overlord before a queen can kill a phoenix. But I do need to make a spore versus an oracle because he can kill a lot of my drones before my queen can push an oracle away. The oracle is the first scary thing I've seen out of him so far. Let's go ahead and get a roach warren. And my economy's looking really good. Really good, really good. Let's get a couple more gases now. And right now, let's also go scout for his third base. And there's the oracle. Run on the other side of my spore. And we took no damage. He made an oracle to kill nothing so far. Because we just reacted by going, let's grab my mineral line and send it to the opposite side of where the oracle is. Of the spore. Like to make the spore between my drones and the oracle. And do you have a third? There's no third. So let's stop droning altogether right now. Protoss is a potentially very scary race when it comes to timings. So we're going to focus on creep, and we're also going to focus on making roaches now.
Our forces are under attack.
We're not fully saturated. We're missing 2 drones here, and we're missing 3 drones here. So we're almost there. But we're going to play it really cautious now. Really safe. He also just killed my Ling up here, so let's see if he's going to take a third base. Are you taking a third base? Yes. Oh, my Ling can get into his base maybe. Negative. Okay, so since he's taking a third base, let's go ahead and throw down a Bane Nest, a Hydra Den, and an Eva. And now that we're also going to do this style again like we did last time, let's get a Macro Hatch. Let's even take a 4th base because we're also, last thing, we're going to start mining out of our main here pretty soon. So let's get a place where we can send our drones to next. And we can poke with our existing army. We don't have to go mass roaches. It was just designed to keep us safe early on. Oh, there's the oracle still. And now that I have a Hydra Den done, we can start making Hydras. Because we're gonna keep it simple, guys. We're gonna go Ling Hydra Bane. Okay, he's going charge lots. Back the fucking bus up. Go back into roaches. If it's a charge lot all in, roaches. Don't make Hydras anymore. Roaches are what you want to do against someone who charge lot all-ins. Roaches will dismantle this build very hard.
A creature is under attack. Metamorphosis complete.
Let's go fix that creep that he just killed over there.
Unacceptable command.
And the more creep you get, the easier it is to know everything that's happening. Like you can just see, it's like map hacks. You can be like, oh, he's pushing over here. He's pushing over there. Whatever. He's pushing in general. Okay, let's make 1 round of Lings. And these Lings are going to become Banes. And because this guy did a push but did not attack me, I'm making a safe amount of units to not die, which is the supply I have right now. And we have a good composition against what he has. I have speed roaches in case he would have pushed me right away. But now that he hasn't committed to it and I can have speed banes, we're totally fine as well. Speed banes are also amazing against charge lots, and they're going to be done by the time he would attack me again. Banelings are finishing right now, and speed is banes are done in about like 20 seconds. So it's going to be done very soon. Now we can go into a fully saturated 4th base, and we can repeat the process here. Does this guy have a 4th? Or is this guy sitting on 3 bases? We can take another base. We can take the gold even. I don't really care. We can take one wherever.
Mineral field.
Keep spreading creep. Let's kill that oracle. And let's make Hydras again.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, so he's got a 4th. So let's push that shit. Let's go push it. And Hypothetical Spire, guys. Potential Spire. Don't have to use it, but we can. What do you got? Immortal, Zealot, whatever. Immortal, Zealot, Archon. Charge that Archon Immortal with Storm. Let's go like this. Shift, click here. Hold Shift, A move here. A move here. Shift, click out my roaches. Shift, Control, click my roaches, and rebind the group. These roaches are a fucking waste of my supply now. They're only good early game. If we're doing this build. So we'll get out of that now. And we'll let the roaches just either be a distraction or they'll do some damage. Either way, something's going to take some damage from Protoss. Most likely. It's hard for Protoss to defend shit like this really well on both sides. Okay, let's run my Banes all the way into his main. If he's actually going to defend this full on, let's run my Banes all the way into his main base. I just killed his fourth. Okay, cool. We just did a lot of damage to his overall economy, everything over there. So that was a great attack. Now behind this, we're maxed out again because we're Zerg. We're making a lot of larvae behind this. So if he counterattacks me with a low economy now, we'll have a lot to defend it. We will be fine. Keep spreading my creep. And now he's going for it. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it. Spread up my army a little bit and let's go. Move command the Banes. Move command the Banes. Do not aim with the Banes. Move command them. Okay, let's back up for a second. Make another round of Lings. I did not mean to make a Viper. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, spread out my army again. And let's smack him. Move command the Banes. Try to like avoid as much splash damage as you can. And that was an all-in off of a very bad economy. Okay, now we can get melee level 3 adrenal. Rebuild this hatchery. We can resaturate that base. That was one of my 4 bases that died, so it's not the worst deal here. Does he have this base again? He does not. Now we can do this. We can go into our potential Spire. The game's not over yet. He's using a lot of probes. He's rallied his probes out here on accident. But we haven't ended the game yet. So the game is continuing. But we don't have to continue just staying on this tech the whole time. We can rotate. So, oh, that's what's up's dying. We can rotate. Let's go into some Broodlords. Because we just took a big fight, the fight's over, and we have a moment here to recover with all of our stuff, like whatever we're doing. And if we make Broods now, and he makes another army of Charge Lot Archon Immortal with Storm, he's going to have a very hard time dealing with a Broodlord army next time around. Which is why it's always good to make a potential Spire. It gives you a lot of power in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different games. And now we're fully saturated again on 4 bases. So our economy's thriving. And we're looking pretty good. We're almost maxed again.
Metamorphosis complete.
We can transfer some drones around. Keep spreading that creep, boys.
Unacceptable.
Spread it. Creep. Start creep whenever you can. That's really good. It's always good to have nice creep.
Mutation.
Hatcheries are all injected really well. Fill in the creep. Gives me easier times to fight everything he can do. Get another carapace upgrade on my Spire, and our melee's almost done. Let's do this. Shift A move my lings around the entire top left corner of the map. All my lings are going around the entire top left, and we're making more lings in the meantime. This is not only going to scout what he's doing, but it's also going to potentially do some serious damage to his economy. Go, 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 go. He's going. Charge thought, Archon Immortal. So, you know what we should do? Let's make some more Broodlords. Let's make a few more Broodlords. Because you know what that army cannot deal with at all? It's fucking Broodlords. You could. Some people would look at that and go, "Oh, charge thought, Archon Immortal, eh? Let me go ahead and make some more Banes." And although that can work, it comes down to micro and whoever's sloppier at that point, or whoever does it better. But if I just go Broodlords here, there's no chance that I lose. Let's go ahead and send out another round of lings. This time, let's literally right-click into his main base. Maybe we get lucky and we find an open natural and we just run right in. Or we kill a Nexus right here with a bunch of probes. Cool, we just did some damage. Let's just back up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now check this out. Check this out. Guys, remember what I was saying about the Broodlords? Do you remember what I was saying about the Broodlords? Now, I'm not going to try to show off here, but it'll seem like it, okay? Just for the purpose of showing you how good Broodlords are against a Protoss who plays like this, I am not going to use this part of my army. I am only going to use this. I will only use this if he counterattacks me and runs somewhere else. Just for this attack. But if he fights this army, I just want you to see how good Broodlords are. You don't have to actually back them up that much. Unless it's the Blink Stalkers. This is more of an example of power of Broodlord. Stutter step backwards, stutter step forwards. Keep his army at max range as much as possible. He has carriers as well. But look how much Templar are dying right now. Look how many Archon have died. You guys see how ridiculous this is right now? If you A-move the ground, your Broodlord will kill the Templar first, and they will kill the Archons first before they kill anything else. And now we're charging a little bit forward because he has a carrier and we're getting rid of all the Templar. Templar and Archon are priority targets over Archon Immortal. And now his entire army, other than the air units, are dead. And we still have 9 Broodlords alive. You can see how effective these units are. Pretty fucking good. Pretty good. We can kill the hatchery, or the Nexus, I mean. Now, with our theoretical Spire, we can go into level 3 Carapace, and if we really want to, we can go into Corruptors, because there's absolutely no way his army is now going to deal with my Corruptor. So we killed the Nexus as well. We killed the entire ground army and the 4th base with those broods, while carriers were there. So let's go ahead and make some Corruptors, and we'll reinforce, we'll remax with the rest in our Lings. And let's go push. Carrier upgrades make a big difference too. Yeah, the air upgrades for sure. I have air upgrades when I think he actually doesn't. He's at 0/0/0. My Corruptors were at 2 armor for that fight. My Hydras are 0/0 because I'm upgrading Lings and air. We can make Lings again to max out. Our Corruptors will come over here and kill the carrier. But I want you guys to just back up here for a second for the Broodlord part. So when this fight started, we have a 200 supply Zerg versus 187, or it might even be higher. Hold on. Hasn't actually started yet. Okay, it's starting now. It's a 200 supply Zerg versus a 193 supply Protoss. Now, the Protoss' army over here, he's got 14 Zealots, 7 Immortals, 4 Archons, 16 High Templars, and 1 Carrier. Currently here, right now. This Carrier is coming over right now. We have level 2 armor, Broodlords. And we have, his air was 0, 0, 0. But his ground is 1 armor and 3 weapons. Did you have Hydra upgrades? Yes, I have Hydra speed and range. You can see I have speed right there, and I have range right there. The numbers are yellow, which means they've been altered on my command card. So I have both the raw Hydra upgrades, but Hydras are not a unit I'm going for all game against Protoss. So I don't bother upgrading them on the Evo Chamber. I instead only upgrade Lings, which are actually level 3 melee here pretty soon. Because Lings not only upgrade the Broodlords, because it upgrades Broodlings, but it also upgrades the Zerglings themselves, which are also really useful late game. Because they're amazing units that can run around the map, do a lot of damage, and they don't cost gas. But anyways, let's take a look at this fight really fast. Again, look at the unit comp over here. We can take resources lost as well. We'll say at the start of it was 16.5 versus 13,000. So thank you for the bits, Commando Combat. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it really fast. I've lost nothing in this fight so far. No storms at all. It's because we're keeping him at max distance. You want to know how far a Templar can cast a storm? If this Templar right here were to cast a storm, it could probably cast it right there. Like, maybe like that would be like the radius of the storm right there. If he cast it right in the, like where the X is, that would be the storm right there. That Templar could probably cast right there. With the little red fucking command thing in the center. That's like where it could, that's max range where it could cast. The High Templars were A-moved. Sure. That's fine. They could be A-moved as well. I'm not going to deny that. They totally could be A-moved because a lot of Protosses like to put their army in one control group. But notice how he puts his Templar in one group as well. He puts everything in one group and then he puts his Templar in their own group. What he probably does is he probably A-moves everything and then he tries to move his Templar later to get in range to storm. But you guys remember what I said about Broodlords? It's really hard to fucking storm Broodlords. If you just kite with the Broodlords, because a Broodlord has more range than Storm. And a Broodlord doesn't even have to focus fire a Templar. If a Templar is within 10 range of a Broodlord will automatically attack it, even if you say attack the ground. It will bypass all the frontal Archon, or not Archon, it'll hit Archons first. It'll bypass all the Zealots, and it'll bypass all the Immortals, and it'll shoot a Templar. It'll fucking shoot a Templar first. Is it better to let the Hydras kill the Interceptors, or was that just map position cliff, or you knowing you had already won? That is a situational thing. It depends. I'll tell you in a minute. We'll go into that in a fucking second. Relax. And now the Templar out of range. You can see the Broodlords are starting to shoot it now. We're kind of committing a little harder now with our Broods because the Carriers are here. There were a couple of times where you probably could have stormed me a little bit better. But if you're a Protoss player and you're trying to kill Broodlords by storming them, and that's how you're going to kill them, you're not going to be doing the greatest. You're going to take a really cost-efficient fight. So at this point in the game, you can see this Protoss has lost almost 10,000 resources, and I've lost about 3,000. Like, these Broods just killed the whole fucking army, guys. I'm not even using the Hydra Ling. It's just the Broods, and I still have more than half the Broodlords left. They're crazy good. So good against Protoss. And the reason why you upgrade Carapace is because it's making the Carriers tickle them. Anyways. Simply put, with the Hydra auto attack thing, show all upgrades, please. His air was 000. My air was level 2 carapace and 0 weapons. My ground upgrades were 3-0. His ground upgrades were 3-1. On melee and his ground upgrades. Protoss is all ground upgrades. It's the same. Those are the upgrades. It doesn't matter how well upgraded his ground units are. Archons and Templar should realistically never kill Broodlords, which are the only things in his army that could actually kill Broodlords. Zealot and Immortal physically can't even hit air. So, how could you have been 3-0? Because I was upgrading melee the entire time. I literally was upgrading melee the entire game after I made my first rushes.
Yeah.
I was not 3-0 on air. I was 2-0 on air, but I was 3-0 on ground. 3 melee. And my Hydras were 0-0 because I didn't get Carapace. Because Carapace is actually pointless on your ground against that kind of a composition. And we can talk about that too. But Commando Combat, thank you for the sub. Let me tell you guys about carrier interceptors and Hydras. You ready? If you have enough Hydras to easily overpower the interceptors really fast, and there's not AoE around you, there's not like Colossus, there's not a bunch of Storm around you, there's not a bunch of AoE around you that's going to just rip you apart while you're sitting there hitting interceptors, then it is 100% okay to stand there and fight interceptors. However, if you do have AoE around you, you have to be a bit more micro-oriented with your Hydras and possibly split them, or literally just don't fucking fight there, because you might want to regroup your army and make something else. Like make an additional unit, like a Broodlord or a Spellcaster or something that's going to help you out. Because if you stand there and fight carriers with AoE on you, you will almost always lose with Hydras. And then finally, if there are enough carriers to where it's going to do some serious damage to your Hydras, but it's just carriers, okay? Let's say it's just carriers. We'll say hypothetically he's got 8 carriers, okay? 8 carriers is actually kind of a scary number. I would recommend probably not standing there and attacking interceptors if you can easily get on top of the carriers. You probably want to push forward and kill the carriers themselves instead, because that's going to be 64 interceptors flying around and attacking you the whole time, which is kind of a lot. That's actually pretty rugged to just sit there through that. Carriers did get nerfed a little bit, which it nerfed the interceptor itself a lot, because it not only nerfed the speed at which the interceptor flies out of the carrier, but it nerfed how fast they're rebuilt in the carrier. So Hydra's auto-attacking carriers or auto-attacking interceptors is better than it was before. But you still don't ideally want to go mass Hydras against carriers. And if you are, it's more of a gauge situation on terrain and how easy it will be to jump on the carriers. If it looks like you're not going to kill them very well because they're like over a cliff, probably don't fight the carriers. But if you're also not fighting in an area where you're trying to kill something important, like a third base or something like that, don't just stand there and fight the carrier interceptors for no reason. It's not usually worth it to do that. Unless it's like 4 carriers fighting 40 Hydras, then sure. Then that's good for you. But if that's not the situation, don't just stand there and just eat the damage. That's kind of bad.
Our forces are under attack.
Hey ViBE, I want to ask you something. We know what you're teaching us, and that good macro wins often. But who would win in your opinion if 2 players would just play just as you're showing, like choosing a race would matter or something else?
Forces are under attack.
In bronze to GM, I would say Terran would probably win every time. If I coached both players perfectly, I think a Terran player would beat my Zerg or my Protoss. Bronze to plat. And then
Our forces are under attack.
the other one, what we're currently at, Diamond to Grandmaster, I think Zerg would probably win.
Our forces are under attack.
But you guys got to keep in mind. Oh my god, we're getting majorly all in. You guys got to keep in mind, I'm not teaching you things that it's like. Oh my god. Wall it now! Wall it now! We got a fucking breach! Let me just micro this really fast. Fucking re-wall that crap. Never mind. We're probably dead. I think this is my first loss. This is what happens when I talk to chat and read chat. Oh, I'm being all in. Hey, GG, we're dead. I'm not gonna get frustrated. I promise. I won't get frustrated. Alright, I'm gonna go speed thing opener for you guys. What happened to you there? Did you not scout? I answered like 4 questions at once. And I read my chat rather than looked at my minimap. And I paid the price with my head. That's what happened to me there. It's okay, guys. It's kind of like an OCD thing where I have to say what I just said, kinda. I know I shouldn't, because then people start being like, sorry, man. I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry. The whole point is you guys are talking to me and asking me questions. But it is pretty fucking annoying for me to lose games where I'm just like, oh, this guy's going full all in and I just wasn't paying attention. It sucks for me to have to, you know, play games like that. But it's okay. Don't apologize. You're good. I'll do another gasless build. I've kind of committed to it at this point because I do think I just said I'm gonna do a gas opener. I've already kind of committed to gasless, so fuck it. Look at this guy. Oh, he's attacking my probe. Watch. Boop. Get him to poke me in the ass with his electricity, and then I can build a hatchery in his face. There's a little tidbit trick you guys may or may not have known. If you see a probe is on a move, following your drone, if you tell your drone to stop right in front of the probe, and then you start moving just as the probe gets there, the probe will attack you and stop and then start moving as well. And it will create enough of a distance between you and the probe to allow you to build a hatchery even though he's chasing you. Did you guys know that? You can totally do that. Because you stop his momentum, which gives you distance. Violence. Speed. Momentum. Alright. Is this guy gonna go for Stargate as well? Seems like everyone goes Stargate at this level. Yeah, everyone goes Stargate. I like that. I think Stargate's easiest to play against, personally. So let's go ahead and make 3 lings, guys. 3 sets of lings. We always make our nice little sets of lings. 6 lings, okay? Always, with this build. Because we don't want to take damage from an adept. Kind of like this. Let's go ahead and micro a fucking spore in his face. Cancel that spore. And make some injects. He's making a Phoenix first, okay? So with the Phoenix first, Let's not freak out. Let's not build spores. Because realistically, what is the Phoenix going to do to you right now, right this second? It's going to fly around and be like, where are your overlords? Not going to do anything to your drones. So let's just grab our overlords and put them in safe locations. Now next, what's he going to build next? A Twilight Council, right next to it. Pretty standard still. Pretty standard stuff still. I'm still making mass drones right now, guys. Mass drones. We got 2 adepts. I got queens. It's okay. Okay, let's make a spore now at every base because our overlord's dead, and now he could very well make an oracle if he wants to. And let's go ahead and make a layer with our first 100 gas and a roach warren that I don't think I've started yet. I have not started a roach warren yet. Let's get our lings over here to help. Cool. Well, we've got a lot of drones, guys, because we have not really missed any injects this game, and we've been cranking these drones out like nobody's business. Last round of drones right there. Now from here, we're gonna go scout our Protoss' 3rd base potential here, the 3rd base potential, guys. And behind this, we're going to make roaches. Roaches are really good at dealing with players who all in you right away with like mass charge lot or something like that. Kind of like last game, remember? Look, he doesn't have a 3rd still. This 3rd is really, really late. Let's get a roach speed upgrade. Let's get a Hydra Den, Evo Chamber, and a Bane Nest. We can still switch into Ling Hydra Bane later, but for now we're going roach, 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 roach. Roach, 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 roach. Roaches. Okay, he's got a zealot over there. Cool. Keep spreading my creep. There's 3 Phoenix going in my main. That is totally fine. That's 1 drone dead, 2 drones dead. I've already replaced them. Let's upgrade our Hydra speed, or Hydra range weapons. Melee upgrade, metabolic boost, and let's get Baneling speed as soon as my Baneling nest is done. Baneling speed started right now. So now we're totally getting ready to switch into Hydraling Bane, but for the time being, we still have roaches. We're still on roaches. I don't see any signs of him attacking me with a major ground army yet. So let's actually start making Hydras. And let's start a 4th base. And we'll start going into the Ling Hydra Bane comp while we pressure him with our safety roaches that we made earlier so that we wouldn't die to a potential follow-up ground aggression build to his Stargate opener. Like some Protosses do it, man. They like to go for... Okay, 2 drones, 3 drones. Some Protosses like to go for like these big-ass timings after they do Stargate. Rush right into his mineral line. Whatever. Okay, he's actually all-inning me, kind of. So it's kind of turning into a base trade. Now he's recalling. So it's not a base trade anymore. This is not enough recalled, though. As you can see, our roaches are doing actually pretty good. So another Archon, that'd be great. And now behind this, we have decided to resaturate my mineral line instead of making nothing but Hydras, because I just killed his army entirely in 2 different fronts. We had our Hydras that we made a little bit defensively, kill off his attack, and then whenever he recalled, also a lot of it died to my roach attack. So now we have a very healthy overall drone count, which will allow us to now fully commit to Ling Hydra Bane. And with Ling Hydra Bane, again, we need a macro hatch as well, just throw that out there. With Hydra Ling Bane, we're going to go to about 24 Hydras, which is what we have right now. And then we're going to go pure Ling Bane. Just mass Ling Bane now. Okay, he's attacking this again. Let's move our Hydras over there. Level 2 melee is being started right now. I'm thinking he might have a pylon over here. Let's send like a Zergling over here to scout it. Just go scout it, random ling. What do you see? And now behind this, the ultimate goal here. Let's make a spire and a hive at the same time. This is going to be the just in case. It's always that situation, the just in case position. We may need a spire at some point, and it would be great if we had the access to have one. This prevents us from getting stuck into positions where we just feel like we don't know what we're doing, and we're just blindly smashing our head against the wall, being like, "I hope Ling Hydra Bane eventually works." Like it's a great composition. It's really good, but it's not something you should feel like you're forced to stay on. But it is great for mid game. Make an overseer, whatever. Now let's take a Ling, and let's scout the entire side of the map. Take another Ling on this side and scout the entire side of the map. And we're going to be scouting his bases.
Mineral field depleted.
Transfer some drones around. This looks like it could be better saturated now.
Our forces are under
And we can take another base, because we're going to start mining out more of my bases now. Okay, so there's no extra bases that I've seen so far. Let's make some more Banes.
Our forces are under attack.
And now let's get a Greater Spire going. And we can also get Adrenal Glands going, because we're Hive. Okay, he does have a base there. It just started.
Mineral field depleted.
Get a couple spines here. Because it's an outer base. This is an outer base. It's nice to build some shit to defend it. Look, it's a prism.
Mineral field
Don't attack right now. Let's just go home. Go home and defend. Get rid of the prism right away.
mutation.
Are we gonna kill it? No! Okay, here's what you do if you don't kill the prism. Grab 4 Hydras and go like this. Put them on fucking patrol. And don't put them in your group again. You can put them in a different group if you want to use like a defensive group here, but just leave them on patrol and call it a day. That prism's now going to have a lot of problems trying to get in my base while we're multi-prong attacking in the middle of the map. Now move command all my Banelings. Just move command him all the way to his army. Not even A moving them. I'm move commanding them. Because as they die, they blow up anyways. And this way we're not getting really shitty trades with Archons. Like just randomly standing there and having like 10 Banes blow up an Archon. Which would suck. Really bad. Now if this prism flies back again while we're doing all of this, our Hydras will be patrolling and we'll just snipe it off. We'll catch it. If he tries to come back in here again and do the same thing again. And from here we could also be like, let's go into Broodlords. Because we have a lot of supply free. And we have a lot of money available. So we could make like 8 broods. Which are expensive, but very effective. You have now been VIP'd into my channel, by the way. Just dropping that bomb. Night, Uncle Vibu. Oh, Darnell, you VIP'd me. Vibu in the club. Vibu in the club. Thank you, Darnell. What color did Livy put on your head? All kinds of colors. It's everything. I have 2 burgers over here that I really want to eat, guys, but I'm not gonna. Sad face. I really want to eat them. I'm gonna get my hands dirty though. They're just in like a wrapped, sealed bag. First time watching, loving your stream. Yo, Ikori, thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Welcome to the stream, my dude. Here, wait, cancel. Okay, this is gonna be a 12 pool. I told you guys I would do a 12 pool. Here's a good opportunity. 12 pool expand build. Now I'm hungry? Dude, me too. I am also hungry. I want to eat now. Good luck, have fun. Alright, so we drone up to 14, and then we make an overlord. We build a pool at 12. Drone to 14, make an overlord. No Terran again. I'm going to be resuming Terran after this is over. I'm going to hit Terran and Zerg to Master 3 tonight. And now we save Larva, and we go into Lings. As soon as I start making Lings, we come to our natural to take a natural. Oh, my Terran opponent. Yeah, no, it's Zerg again. Yeah, we're not getting any Terran opponents. That's very true. It's always Protoss and Zerg. I guess Terran just isn't popular at like high diamond. I don't know. Okay, he's attacking me with the same thing, guys. Let's test the water here. Test the waters. And see if he's actually expanding or not. He's got a lot of links. Do not fight that. You gotta be very careful here. This is actually a scary moment. Let's actually check it with our Overlord. Run back to more lings. Let's run back to these lings. And if he chases me all the way, we'll fight him with more lings. And we'll fight him now. Okay, he realizes what's going on. He's backing up. If he does not have a natural, he does not have a natural. We immediately turn around, guys. And we immediately start a Spine Crawler. This is a Zerg who's going to 1312 Ling Bane bust me. This is now really scary. For my build. He's doing a counter build to my build. So here's what we want to do. To counter his counter. Okay? Grab my lings. Spread them out. Spread them out like Widow Mines, guys. Put them on fucking hold position. Like this. Spread them out. I just put a lot of my lings on hold position. Now, I'm making drones. All my drones are going to my main. I just made drones and they're all going to my main. I'm gonna uproot my spine. I'm gonna put it in front of my natural. Now I'm gonna grab my queen and I'm gonna put it on the ramp. And I'm gonna hold position both my queens on the ramp. Now this queen can go between the hatchery and the spine. Keep spreading my lings out as best I can. Keep making drones while I'm doing this. And keep making queens. Okay, we just lost whatever it's called. Our spine. That's why we make more spines. Uproot my spine. Put it here again. Replace my queen and hold position. Transfuse that bad boy. Okay, we're fully saturated on the main. Let's start saturating our natural. I still have the early queens I made. I have not made a new queen yet, guys, or a new ling yet, guys. We're only making lings and queens. Or, Jesus, I keep saying the wrong thing. We're making drones and queens. Keep my queens on the ramp. I know I just lost some drones. It's okay. Because I still have plenty. I got plenty, guys. Put a new spine down here. Reblock my ramp. Put this spine on the other side this time. Like right there would be perfect. Because it's within range. This spine now is within range of this one to cover it. And it's really close for my queens to transfuse it. It's a perfect spot. Now let's look at his natural. Let's look at his natural. Does he have one? There you go, guys. This is now turning into a macro game because of how we set this up. And he has just barely started it, and we're almost fully saturated on ours. This is the only way you can come out of this situation ahead if you're gasless 12 pool versus a 13-12. Now we can shove our queens forward because we're fine. Shove our spines forward because we're also fine. And there you go. Now we have high energy queens with transfuse available. And we can go into a roach build. And it's going to be a little different now because we delayed our gas for so long. Instead of going for 3 gas, we're just going to take all 4. And all we're going to do now is as soon as we fully saturate gas and minerals included, we'll take a 3rd base, we'll go roaches, we'll go for a 1-1 timing. Like a roach speed timing. And then he dies. My opponent just dies. Because he's so far behind right now. There's no way he wins at this point. If I just stick to the build. Get first 100 gas, layer. Next 100 gas, range weapons. And then the next gas will be, we'll actually get Carapace too because we have all 4 gases. So layer. Attack, weapon attack. And then Carapace. And now we can start a 3rd base as well. Carapace. So now we have all upgrades going for roaches, other than speed, I guess, but we're also starting roaches too. And we can keep spreading our creep. Like 6 tumors is enough. That's plenty. We can save the rest of our energy for potential transfuses if he pushes me right now. And let's take our 3rd base right now. And we can start pushing with our queens to actually kill overlords even more. This will put him even more behind than what he already is. So there's another dead overlord. Get roach speed. And now our timing is going to be 1-1 roach speed. And some of you guys might be thinking, ViBE, are you sure you're ahead? Like, you're waiting a long time to attack. I droned while he was all-inning me the whole time. With the whole, we made a couple spine phase. We made lings, or we made the lings early on to harass his natural. But he also made just as many lings as I did. But he kept making lings and banes, and I started making drones and queens. So guaranteed, I am ahead. I 100% know I have a way bigger supply because I had a bigger economy than him earlier on. And now we can push in about the next like 10 seconds with our roach army, which, you know what? It's very, very close to being done. No, he's pushing me. He's pushing me. Okay, fuck it. He's pushing me. Let's defend for this one attack. Just defend this one time. Not me to make a Ravager. He's still rallying shit. We can see it on the minimap. He's rallying units towards me. This is going to be a massacre. Red Zerg is going to fall over really fast. And behind this, we're also going to start 2-2 upgrades. So there's Red Zerg. Back my army up for just a second, out of the vials. Keep making more roaches. We have roach speed. Guys, he doesn't have roach speed. So I can take this fight all day. I can chase him all day. And if he fights it, he loses. And he can't run, because he doesn't have speed. Or wait, yes he does. That's crazy. It's because the Ravagers are in the army. Ravagers are slower than a move speed roach. I was like, these roaches are running really fucking fast for not having move speed. So never mind, I'm crazy. But still, you get the point. The concept is still the same. We massacred his army. It was not even close. Let's just kill his roach horn. And now he can't actually remake roaches. We can kill his 3rd now. And we can keep making roaches while we cross the map. They fight his army if he pushes like this. His roaches upgrades are 1-0 right now. And even though he has defender's advantage, we're still overwhelming him. That's how much of a lead we have right now. There's another dead hatchery. So if we rewind it back to here, you can see the difference. Watch the supply and watch the drone count. This is big. This is huge. So again, he went for a 13-12. The reason why you can tell is because I scouted his natural with an overlord, and I saw no hatchery. Our natural's done, guys, which means we went for a economical 12 pool. 12 pool expand. If you don't see a fucking hatchery here, you have to ask yourself, why? Why don't you have a natural? He either has like 800 minerals in the bank right now on one base, or he took a gas. And he's not mining as much minerals as you are because he's instead mining gas, which means he has 10 on the mineral line instead of a 12. Instead of a little more. I actually would have had 14, but I made buildings, like a spine and shit. But you get my point. You get my point. We made a hatchery here in the spine, so we actually went down from 14 to 12. But. Look at the difference. Look at the difference here up in the supply counter. So we're at that phase where we're making. This is his first attack, by the way. This is the first time something's really happening. We're at that phase now where we've started making more spines. We're making like one spine every like 45 seconds, or one spine every like 30 seconds, and we're making spines up till we have about 3 of them. If this guy never expands and never really stops ulting me, and it gets kind of scary. But if this guy kind of like thins out his army, or he wastes a big chunk of it, we'll stop spining after like 2. And here you go. You can see what happens because we also spread our lings out, which makes these mains really cost inefficient. Like they'll start spreading, like he'll go for the spine first, and then they'll just blow up random crap afterwards. It's like a checkerboard of lings. And now after the first attack is over, if you remember, I said we're making queens, spines, and drones. We're not flooding lings anymore. And look at the difference now. 13 drones for him still, versus 21 now for me. And now we have a new spine because we're always building the new spine in a protected area because lings can't get through here because queens are in the way. So these spines are guaranteed always going to go up, and we just swap them out. If he kills the spine, we swap a new one in. And the big thing as well too, one of the big things, is we put our spine crawler within range of our queen's auto attack while the queens are still on the ramp. So if I put a spine crawler right there, that would be bad because queens can't help that. If I put my first spine crawler right there, that would be bad because my queens can't help that. But if I put my first spine crawler like right here, it's good because the queens and the spines are spread out enough to where if he Baneling busts my queens, my spine will not get hit. If he Baneling busts my spine, my queens will not get hit. But if he attacks my spines with Zerglings, my queens can kill lings off of the spine as well. Vice versa, if he tries to break my queens with his Zerglings, my spine can help my queens. So my spine and both my range units here can help each other, but they're not within range of getting Baneling busted with each other. That's the whole point of where I'm putting these things. And it makes my defense really, really strong. And now, after his next bust, he kills some of my drones. He actually just suicides in for the drones. And now he's actually going back into making drones himself. He's done. He's now decided, you know what? Nah, I'm done. I don't want to attack you anymore. And we still have drone lead. We have a natural his is just now started. It started 1 second ago. Ours is still pumping a larva inject the whole time, etc., etc., etc. We're still looking great. So we have more larva than him. We have more drones than him. We have more money than him, and we have more supply than him because we also have in this game, in this situation, he knows I'm probably not going to counterattack him because he knows I went for spines, which is like it's a move that you show if you're probably not taking a gas. If I'm going queen spine drone, I'm most likely not taking gas, guys. It's very unlikely happening. So he's not going to defend himself at all, and he's going to have a really vulnerable base, which for now is fine, but these spines are going to be here all game. So now it makes me even more solid against like follow-up ling timings again, or roach timings, or something else like that later on in the game. Like I could have actually put these spines here later on, and I would have been even more solid against his roach timing he did. And the queens just help a lot because now we can start killing overlords while I creep spread. And now I want you guys to look at the supply as we fast forward here. It's going to start really kicking in. Look at the tech. His layer is like halfway done. Our layer, he's actually tech faster than me. Okay. Well, his layer is really fucking fast. Our layer is a little bit behind his. Our drone count is fully saturated faster than his. Our upgrades are a little bit faster than his. The only thing that's actually faster for him than me is his roach speed. But he's also... He's stopping on an earlier drone count than me. Again. To do a timing. So even though I'm still making drones and I've made more... Or I actually just stopped making drones. But even though I've squeezed out more drones than him and all together... And he's started making roaches sooner than I have. I take that back. No, he hasn't. I'm kind of losing my shit right now. I'm saying the wrong thing over and over. But my point is... Okay? Everything aside. I'm saying the wrong shit over and over. Everything aside. We know we're ahead. Because of the opener. Because we had more money to work with the whole time earlier on. Which allowed us to have the natural longer. Simple. That's the simple way to say it. And it's not going to be confusing. Which culminates into an attack that he can't defend and the game's over. Good God. I said the wrong thing like 5 times. Sorry, boys. I probably made that sound way more confusing than it really was. So, here's a new, simply put. If you're in a position where you're 12 pool expanding against another Zerg who goes for a 13-12 Baneling bust, do what I just did right there. Have that be your reaction, and you'll probably... You will most likely not die, as long as you do it correctly, and you'll probably get a massive lead throughout the game, depending on how, you know, how good you can upkeep everything, like your injects while you're defending. But the whole point is, you make 4 queens, and you inject your hatchery the whole time. Oh, guys, we're versing a Terran this time. It's a Terran. It's a Terran player. I'll go for a Speedling opening. I'll do Ling Bane Hydra again this game. It's a barcode Terran. So here's the idea about Terran, okay? We'll go Ling Bane Hydra. And we want to get upgrades as well with our Ling and our Bane, our melee and carapace. But if this guy opens for a factory, a really early factory, we will get a Roach Warren just to be safe. Because if we don't get a Roach Warren and he opens up with a lot of Hellions, there are a lot of chances that I could take damage against that, like especially if it becomes Hell Bats. And we don't want that. We don't want that to be an issue. So just to be safe, if he opens factory, we will go Roach Warren. Otherwise, it's just Ling Bane into Hydra. Do Broodlords, Broodlings use melee upgrades? Yes, they do. That's why it's such a good upgrade that synergizes well late game, because it makes Broodlords really, really, really good. So we got an SCV scouting me. SCV scouting me. We'll send our second Overlord out right now. We have a third one being produced. We're looking at his natural. We're looking like right here first to see if there's anything like a command center or whatever. And then we'll go straight into the ramp. 3-3 before or after Broodlords? You're probably going to be 2-2 with Broodlords against Bio. If you're rushing Broodlords. Like if you're going for fast hive. But if you're going for a late hive, you can totally go 3-3 before Broodlords. It depends on your playstyle. Both work, it just depends on what you will like more. It also kind of depends on how the Terran's playing. It's not always as simple as you can always do the same thing every game. Sometimes you need to change your build depending on how your opponent plays. Which is the ultimate reason as to why StarCraft is confusing. Because sometimes you'll do the same thing as, you know, you'll do the same thing every game. Sometimes it'll work, and sometimes it doesn't work. And you gotta think about it, why doesn't it work sometimes? And it's because your opponents don't play the same every game. So you have to gauge how your opponents play with how you play. And the more you understand about the game, the easier that is to do. Which is why this game is so addictive, because it's always a little different. Depending on who you play. Because you could actually be playing the same exact build order from two different players, but they actually execute it in different ways. Like one guy could be really drop heavy and one guy could be really frontal push heavy. And it changes how you have to play as well. It just changes stuff. Fuck, I have like a itchy nose, dude. Alright, so he is going for a factory. So we're going to do what I said. We're going to be really safe here, really cautious. We're getting a roach roaring, guys. And he is also making a... This guy is also making a starport. So it looks like we're playing against a 1-1-1. Let's keep making queens out of my natural here. And let's go ahead and make a few roaches, like 5. And then we're good. No more than 5. 5 is fine. We don't need to go like 20 roaches right now. Just make like 5. And then we go immediately back into droning. This way, if he goes for, again, like I said, like a Hellion attack, Hellbat attack, those 5 roaches will help immensely at defending that. And now he's got a Viking. Let's scout his base one more time, since this Overlord guaranteed is dead. And let's try and see if we can spot like a 1-1-1. Okay, it's a Tech Lab starport. So that is 1-1-1 territory right there. Like, we already know it's Barracks Factory. Okay, 1-1-1's weird. I'm trying to say it's a Banshee. That's why it's so hard to fucking talk and play at the same time. I'm not trying to say 1-1-1. I'm trying to say it's a Banshee. Good God. Good to God. So let's get some spores. Be safe. And we'll put 1 spore between my bases. Now we can get a Baneling nest. Then we can take like another gas at every base because my saturation is getting kind of high now. Now let's take a macro hatch. And let's take a 4th base. Because my bases are all fully saturated on the minerals. Yo, Livy, with the raid. What's up, Beehive? Thank you very much, Livy. What up, guys? How you doing? How you doing, guys? We're doing some bronze and GM stuff right now. We're in Diamond 1 going to Masters 3 with Zerg. And we're against a Terran at the moment. Alright, and now we're fully saturated on our 3 bases. Now for a moment here, we're going to go into Bane. Ling, Roach, Bane. We're not making more roaches, we're just using what we already have. And we'll start a spore at my 4th as well, just in case this guy, you know, hits me with Banshees again. This guy hasn't really done anything this whole time, which I feel like favors me, because I'm the one who opened up 3-base greed. He's the one who opened up 1-1-1. So he should have done something. Otherwise, I feel like he's just taking a deficit. We'll scout around the map on the sides of it just to see if he's got extra bases. Or like where his 3rd is, if he has one already. And now back at our main, let's get a Hydra and double Evos. There you go, there's the Hellion attack. I lost 6 drones here. I already replaced it, it's fine. And there is a 3rd. Well, we have a 4th. Let's go ahead and start droning our 4th. Because he's got a 3rd. And he also just lost Hellions. And let's get melee, Carapace, and Hydra upgrades. And let's also remake some Banes now in case he attacks me again with another round of Hellions or something. Keep spreading creep in the meantime. And we can also take another base. We don't have to saturate this base. But do you hear that? Mineral field depleted, boys? It's starting to happen. It's around 8 minutes. Our minerals are starting to get depleted in our main. Let's start taking another base to transfer drones to when that happens more and more and more. And eventually our natural.
Unacceptable command.
So our target here against Terran is about 24 Hydras. And I do think this guy actually might be going mech, by the way. I've seen nothing but tanks there. He's 100% going mech. So if he's going mech, let's actually start into a potential Broodlord push. We'll go Ling Bane Hydra for now. The reason why I thought he was going mech is because every time I scouted, a tank killed my Lings, and his push consisted of like mostly Hellion. It was like 1 Reaper and 9 Hellions. Or 10 Hellions.
Metamorphosis complete.
Okay, so since we know he's going mech for sure, we're done making Hydras forever. We have 24 Hydras, that's plenty. Let's prepare for potential Hellion harasses right now, before it becomes a problem during the middle of a fight. We're making 2 drones at every base, and we're making 2 spines at every base. Now we have a hive going up, and while we have a hive going up, let's start a spire. So we can transition into the potential spire, in case we don't win the game. Now we can finish saturating, or not saturating, finish maxing on Lings.
Mutation.
And we can go this Ling Hydra Bane timing. If he does not die to this, guys, I will not make another Ling Hydra Bane army.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, I will not do that. Yo, the Chef Show, thank you very much for the 2-month sub. Dude, your Hellbat Thor comp has got my TVZ up to 50%. It hasn't been that high. Thanks, bud. No problem, dude. Well done. Own it up. Own that shit up.
Forces are under
Okay,
attack.
so now we're gonna push. We're gonna look for an opening to push with Ling Hydra Bane. Or he's gonna push me and I'm gonna fight back. Try to spend my armat a little bit against the tanks. Kill the Liberators, they're really good if you don't kill them. You kind of have to focus fire them when they're sieging. And there you go. We just crushed his army with Ling Hydra Bane.
Mineral
Behind this, let's go into Adrenal Glands,
our forces
Greater Spire,
are under attack.
and let's actually make sure he does not have a 4th base. Keep making Lings. I do not need to make more Hydras, just keep making Lings. And there's a 4th base. Let's try and kill it. Oh, never mind. Do not kill that. We don't know how deep this tank line goes. It could be 1. It could be 2-3. It could be 3-4. You know, don't commit into fog, especially off creep. We have the advantage right now, and we're also switching our tech. So the last thing we want to do is lose all of our Hydras before we switch our tech, and then have to remake more Hydras. That would suck, because it would delay my tech more then at that point. So let's go around the other side of the map while we keep spreading our creep. We're focusing a lot of our attention on injecting our hatcheries and spreading our creep. Alright, see if we can poke this base freely and kill it. Or do some damage to it. You never know. Alright, and now we're getting ready to go into Broodlord. This is not really free damage. Let's go to the other base again. Let's go kill his 4th. Because the command center didn't die. He just floated it away. Which probably means he's floated it back, and now he's got a planetary there, which we could probably overpower. Getting level 3 melee. There's a planetary we're talking about. It's not going to die. Let's back up. But now, we have Broodlords. And this is the first game I'm going to actually use Vipers. The first game of the whole series that we're using Vipers, guys. At least no, we used it once before. I take that back. The second game of the series, we're using Vipers. The reason why is because while we attacked him there, you might think that was a fucking bad fight. But what that really was it was a scout. We just scouted what he was doing. And I scouted a lot of Vikings. I spy with my little Zerg guy a assload of Vikings. So, if he's gonna go Vikings, let's make some Viper.
A creature is under attack. A creature is under attack.
And get ready to attack him. He's actually backing up after he kills my creep. That's totally fine. We'll re-spread that creep again. I think my queen might have died that was spreading my creep. I don't see her anymore. I don't know where she is.
Mineral field depleted.
Doesn't matter. Okay, now what we want to do is we kind of want to get rid of our Hydras, guys. These bad boys, they have speed, and they have the range weapon, but I'm not upgrading their actual, this unit anymore. I have really good upgraded Lings and Broodlords, but I don't want to have Hydras anymore in my army. It's kind of not the most efficient, strong unit to have at this point. So we're going to launch an attack with it, and we're going to let them die, but we're going to try and get some damage done. Maybe kill a command center if we get really lucky. Probably not going to happen. Let's kill the Raven. There you go. Boom. We've actually, that's kind of important. Killing that Raven's kind of nice. So now, with some extra open supply, we're going to increase our Broodlord count and increase our Corruptor count. And we just made our Death Ball go from okay to insanely good. Because we just doubled up basically our Broodlords and our Corruptors. So instead of like 8 and 14, we have like 14 and 25 now. So we have a lot more of a Death Ball. And now check this out. We don't spam all of our parasitic bombs at once. We do them one by one, but we go like this. Corruptors attack, Vipers follow. 1 bomb. 2 bombs. 3 bombs. And that's it. That's all I microed the whole fight. Otherwise it was a move. For that specific fight. We can replace the drones that just died here. Kill that tank before it kills my hatchery. And now, let's push.
Mineral field depleted.
We're refilling our Vipers up, and now we can follow. Inject my hatcheries. A queen died over here. Let's make a new queen. Grab some drones that are oversaturated on new base. And here we go. Same thing again. Assist my dudes. 1 bomb. We're good. Just keep my guys guarding my Broodlords. We don't need to push forward. We don't really need a bomb for that either. That's not enough air. So we'll save our bomb. But we're A-moving him with Broodlords. Corruptors can kill the command center and the Viking over here. We're still just smashing his army with our broods. And we can make Lings right now and just flood. It doesn't really matter what we do. The game's honestly over at that point. It's honestly over at that point. But yeah. You can make it really simple. When we get higher in League here, when we get up to like Masters 2-ish or maybe I don't know, Masters 3 maybe, we'll against mech we might also start adding in some infestors, which does diversify and make it a little bit more intricate or a little bit more elaborate with how we're gonna micro. But right there, if it's basically just Corruptor Broodlord, it's honestly just pretty much micro, or pretty much a move micro. You just fucking a move it and you're like, cool. You can get really technical with it by being like, I'm gonna split my broods, I'm gonna split my Corruptors up a little bit so I'm not stacked, so I don't get AoE'd so hard by Liberators or whatever. Or you maximize your positioning so you're not overcommitting or too far back and letting your broods take too many free hits. But for the most part, you can just kind of get away with A-moving. Terran AoE. Yeah, well, you know, one, he had a Raven, okay? And that thing can reduce my armor. And he had a few Liberators, like 4. Okay, I was afraid of that. Okay, not really. But I've actually seen Terrans do that sometimes. They actually try to go like 15 Liberators and just like AoE or fucking your air pile. Alright, we're gonna go for a speedling expand this game, guys. Speedling expand. One. You're such a you're a Terran that's so scorned by the nerf of Raven secret missiles. You're like, Terran AoE, it doesn't do damage anymore. You're only you're like, fucking Raven's got nerfed, bro. Alright, we're going speedling expand. Okay, we're getting pressured. This is a pressure build, guys. So we don't know how committed this is. I'm gonna make a spine right now. I don't know what he's doing. This could be a delayed move out off of a early pool, or it could be like a 12 full gasless, or some shit. I don't know what it is yet. I'm gonna take this cautiously. That's a speedling expand. It's just a speedling expand. So I'm gonna go for a Bane Nest and a Spine Crawler, while also making queens, and I'm going to jump all over his lings in my main base. I just zoned him into my main base, so now he's kind of stuck in here. Get my lings or my queens together if I can. This queen's probably gonna die. Just make more queens, it's okay. And that Bane Nest is going to give me control of everything this game. And I gotta be really careful right now. This is the most scary part of the whole game. If he has a Baneling Nest as well. Oh, he's just going for my fucking base. And he actually got it. Wow. Okay. I shouldn't have been so cautious. I should have pushed a little bit faster. Okay, so here's what's happening now. We're gonna go counter push his base with a couple of crappy lings, or a few crappy lings, or a lot of crappy lings. We're gonna make two Banes. 2 Banes. Okay? 2 Banes. And these Banes are going to potentially overpower his lings so I can kill either a queen or the hatchery itself again. Okay, we're going for the ramp. We're going for the ramp. Because he's got 2 spines and a queen at the natural already. Let's try and break the ramp. Damn. Damn, bro. This game will be a muta game. This game will be a muta game. So there's one thing I feel like I have the lead on right now, because if you guys remember, do you remember the logic I said earlier? If I make a bunch of spines and queens, very unlikely that I have gas anymore, or gas at all. This guy got speed, so he probably went for a 14-14, mine speed, and then stop mining gas altogether, expand. Made a lot of lings, attacked me, because he made no Banes, by the way, remember that, or roaches. He attacked me with nothing but speedlings. And he fell back on gasless Spinecrawler Queen defense. So he's probably thinking to himself, oh, I just deny your natural, and then I'm going to expand out of it myself and be ahead in the economy. Right now we're probably, he might be a little bit ahead, or we're about tied in the economy. But I am guaranteed ahead in tech, without a doubt. Because you can't make spines like that. Alright, you know what? With these spines as well, I guarantee I'm ahead in economy too. This is a big investment. Because I did not flood lings behind what I did. I made the 1 round of lings to deny him from killing my base, which he still unfortunately did. But I did not flood lings the whole time. So I guarantee I'm ahead. Breaking it down realistically, I am 100% ahead. In economy as well. It's too many spines. And now we have Okay, this Overlord's gonna die. It's okay. But we have mutas now. And I don't know exactly what he's gonna do from here for tech-wise. There's no guarantee. But I do know I'm gonna make 2 Banes. And these Banes are gonna be just in case he pushes me when my mutas get out of position. Just 2 Banes. That's it. We can also take gases at our 3rd. Get some more Overlord spread on like the sides of the map. No 3rd for him, by the way. So we're ahead in base count as well now. So after the opener, I would say he had a good thing that happened to him where he killed my 3rd base. But he's committed too hard to turtling up afterwards, and now he's really far behind. And he's also going Spire. So now we're just killing his drones. He didn't even kill this queen. Because this queen's like super low. Oh my god. Kill the queen!
The hive cluster is under attack.
Alright, we're gonna get metabolic boost. Let's go ahead and get metabolic boost right now. And let's go ahead and push his 3rd base. Before his queens really start spawning. Or before his mutas start spawning. Okay, watch. Here comes a counterattack on me. We canceled his 3rd. This is what the Banes are for. So now that is no longer a scary counterattack. If my mutas are ever out of position at any point in time, that's why I make those Banes. It's not even a lot of Banes. It's just a couple Banes. But it prevents me from dying or getting severely messed up with losing like 20 drones or 10 drones to some guy who's going to flood me with, do like a Ling counterattack. And at this point, I'm about to have Ling speed. My saturation numbers are looking really solid on my bases. I can afford a very heavy amount of units all the time. So I'm no longer worried about, oh, I need Banes for a counterattack. Because I'm also going to be making a lot of Lings now, myself. So I have my own Lings that can counter his own Lings that he sends to me. And I can make them at a faster rate than he does. Because I'm on 3 bases, and he's on 2. So guaranteed I have a bigger overall supply count than him. So if we fight, I will win. And we're looking for a fight. The primary goal here is we're going to force a fight or force the game to end. If I fight at the 3rd base, I force a fight or I force a counterattack. I force him to defend it or I force him to counter me, and either one results in him fighting me. And the game's over. Like, he has to defend or he just loses more and more and more. Alright, so go ahead, Lings, go forward, kill the queens. My mutas can fight his mutas. And this position is just like me being really, really far ahead in supply. Let's look at this really fast. So he did exactly what we said. He mined 100 gas for speed. He stopped mining altogether. And in terms of economy right now, we are ahead because we didn't, we're not like all-inning like he is. So my Lings are a reaction. They're not a force. His Lings are forced because he wants to kill me or wants to do damage to me early. So we're mining at a bigger rate than he is this whole time. So even though we lost a tiny bit more than he did, we're still actually ahead overall in total money we have. He's now droning. So he's taking the supply lead further. Or no, we're droning too. So never mind. If we actually wouldn't have lost our 3rd, this game would have been very one-sided. But we lost our 3rd. Because I was actually like, okay, if this guy also had mined gas still for a Baneling nest and he has like 3 Banes over here that are going to walk in as I attack with my Lings, we're kind of screwed. I guess here's actually what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. This is actually really basic now that we're breaking it down. My hatchery at my natural died to bad Overlord placement. Because my Overlord here is fine. I can tell what's going on outside of the map. These overlords are going to scout the other, like this part right here and this part over here, just to see if he takes the third base. But it's a little bit early with 3 overlords. It should have only been 2 because I should have actually had 1 overlord here to actually tell me, is he going to do what he might do? Is he going to make Banes or is he not? That's the only reason why we delayed it defending our naturals, because of the fear of Banes. Because if I run all my lings down the ramp and then he runs his lings around the back of my ramp and Banes shove forward, I'm actually in such a bad spot. There's no way I'm going to be able to not take a shitload of damage there, and I might even lose the game. Which is why we kind of hesitated there. We're like, all right, let's wait. All right, we're good. We're good to go now because my spine's done, etc., etc. It was scary though, but yeah. But we're actually getting a lead again, even though we lost our natural, because he's going spine, spine, spine. He makes another one up here. So even though we're down, we're actually up. Down a base, we're actually up in drones still. Because he's really paranoid about not dying here. And now, we both don't really have any lings left. But the drone count's looking good for us, and our layer's done, and his layer hasn't even started. He hasn't even started mining, or he just now started mining gas. So we have big leads. Big leads. He overcommitted to the spines. He actually could have defended that with 0 spines. But he's playing it safe, which is why he made 3. He just played maybe a little too safe. I think 1 would have been okay. 3 is a little excessive. Alright, I'll 12 pull again. We'll do a 12 pull expand again this game, and I'll see if this guy defends differently than the other guy did. Last time we went for 12 pull expand, the guy went for a 13-12 Baneling bust. And that was the game where we reacted by going Spine Queen Drone. And again, the last thing I'll say, because some people might be confused if you're like, wait, why is 3 spines excessive? 3 spines is excessive because I was not flooding him, and he knew that, because he had overlords there. So if he paid attention to the fact that I'm not flooding my lings across the map, making 3 spines is excessive. He was probably just thinking about it in basic terms of being like, oh, I killed your natural. As long as I don't die to a counterattack, I'm going to be ahead. But he actually put himself behind because he invested too much into defense. So it's basically like he just lost his own natural. Because he lost 3 drones and also lost 300 minerals for the price of making the spines. Which didn't really do anything. Yo, ViBE, what do you think about ViBE teacher remote? I don't. If it could look good, I don't know. I'd be down for it if it looked good, but I don't know how to make it really small but look good. The only way I could think of doing it would be like pointing at a chalkboard or something like that. Like that's obvious teacher right there. All right, so we're at 22 supply now with a queen in production. We're done droning now, guys. No more drones, or no more lings rather. Now we make an overlord as soon as possible. This guy's got the same hatchery timing as me, which means there will be lings coming down the ramp. Let's actually send one of my lings up and see if he took a gas. I can tell if this is gonna be a 13-12 or like a yep, it is. It's a Baneling nest all in, so let's just leave right now. Do not stay for that. That's going to make me lose the game if I stay. So it's the exact same thing as the last Zerg. A little bit different, but pretty much the same. We're getting all in though. By a Zerg who's going to Ling Bane bust me off of an early pool. So it's the same process. We're going to make queens. We're going to make spines. We're going to spread my lings out around the natural. Like a little checkerboard. Because this makes it really hard for his stuff to be efficient at this point. And we're going to reroute my spine in just a moment to my natural. Block my natural. My ramp, that is. And there you go. Now my spines and queens can cover each other, and they don't have to worry about getting AoE'd together. And now I'm making drones. And he's all-inning me. Get ready for an all-in. I'm gonna tuck my queen in the back here in the mineral line, so it's a little mineral pocket that is easy to defend the queen. And I can transfuse it in there. So we can make another spine, because this one might break. Okay, he's going straight for the hatchery. Now he's turning around. Transfuse that spine once. Make a new checkerboard my Ling's out here, because he's gonna do it again. You can hear the Baneling's morphing already. We got a new checkerboard. Let's go and take a couple of gases.
Our forces are under attack.
What the fuck? My queen's like lost the control group. Okay. Well, that's a fucking fail. I was gonna transfuse that queen, but I couldn't. We're still fine. It's not like I just lost the game, but that was kind of fail. So he's gonna make Banes in my base.
Our forces are under attack.
He's still not making he's not making drones, guys. This is a perfect game where we could actually just be like, you know what, let's just go mutas. I'll put the spine forward because I have more queens to defend a wall. If I see him push out again with a bunch of Lings, I'll just go Evo Chamber, Evo Chamber, Evo Chamber, and I'll just make a wall and I'll defend the wall. Let's make a Roach one though, just in case. Just in case this guy follows it up with some bigger batter all in, and I need to, you know, have something to deal with that. I see no Lings flooding me right now, so I'm not really worried. Let's take a third base. I can always cancel it if I have to. I still have not seen a single Ling flood me yet. It's just overlords on the map. I'm looking for red dots moving on the minimap through overlord placement. Alright, now we're going into Lings until my Spire is done and we'll go into Mitas. I figure why not transfuse my hatchery, because I can. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, my hatchery is feeling pretty healthy again. Alright, let's spread my creep a little bit more. And then we can, okay, there we go. Now we're getting Roach all in. Okay, this is what we want. This is what we were waiting for.
Our forces are under attack.
So if he Roach all ins me, this is what we can do.
Metamorphosis. Our forces are under attack.
Move this line back just a tad. So it makes it harder for the roaches to ram against the wall and kill it. And because he waited so long, we can have mutas now. That can kill it all. If he would have attacked me a little bit sooner, we would have made roaches before mutas. But he waited until I have mutas. So now he's, okay, now he's not even going for my base anymore. He's going for my third instead of my natural. Let's go save it. You could be like, in hindsight, that was kind of a bad idea. We're still fine, but I'm actually taking more damage than I would have if I would have just let the hatchery die and kept the wall up. Because the hatchery died anyways. I got a little overconfident there about how well I would defend that. But he is the bottom line here, guys, though, is he's still massively all in. So it doesn't really matter that I lost a little bit of my drones there. He's still just as screwed as he was 30 seconds ago as he is right now. Like, his position is not good. Okay, he's going burrow movement. He's going ultra fucking aggressive here. We're getting an overseer and we're gonna get overlord movement speed. So I can easily run these roaches down, because this is a 2-base all-in. We'll also get another overseer. And now a melee upgrade for my other units, my Zerglings. As soon as I get overseer upgrade, though, he can't dodge me anymore. By the way, you can see the roaches in the fog, or on the map, if you have good enough eyes to do that. You can see little dust getting kicked up, which is why I know where they are. There was 2 more. There's another one. There's 1 more. I try to just spread them out. There's the other one.
Mutation complete.
Let's go get a melee upgrade. And let's get a Baneling nest just in case this guy switches into Hydra.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, so the plan here is we're taking this guy down to 2-base economy. Guaranteed. We're keeping him on a 2-base build here. If he has anything more than 2-base, I should be able to kill it right now. He's going Hydra. Use my lings. I need to use my lings. And I can zone his air units, or with my air units on his ground. I can use my lings to kill the spores and shit. There we go. Now he's got no anti-air. Now his base is dead. I can just make drones and stuff from here.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, now we're fighting a 2-base Zerg who's pretty broke because he just lost his whole army and was making he lost not only the current army he had, but he lost all of his reinforcements as well as that fight kind of happened, because he was rallying his units into the fight that kept dying. Alright, we'll back up. That's not worth it. And the best way to play this guy against this guy's style from here on out is honestly going to be to fully saturate my 3rd. And out of my 3rd being fully saturated, we go Ling Bane. Like, we just invest all my economy now into Ling Bane. Ling Bane, Ling Bane, Ling Bane. I have plenty of metas, I don't need more. I just need Banes now to blow his base up. And let's make sure he doesn't have a hidden base anywhere. If he has a hidden base, that will be an issue. So let's make sure that doesn't exist. And he's not retaking this one yet, so he is effectively on 2 bases. Let's back up, make Banelings, and we'll recommit to attacking him in just a moment. Because there's no way he defends that. It's impossible for him to not die. Because the reason why, if you're like, ViBE, why do you say it's impossible? I feel like there's a chance he might not die. The reason why it's impossible for him not to die to this is because my army is already, right now, too cost efficient against pure Roach Hydra. And this does not look like this anymore. This, now, looks like this. He's kind of out of money now. So he can't transition, which means he's stuck on what he's making already. And if he does transition, it's going to be very, very, very little amounts of it. So he's absolutely dead. His supply right now is probably about 105. And growing at like half the rate of mine. And this is it. This is going to be his all-in, his attack. And let's go. I can grab a couple of mutas. Look at that fucking suit micro, guys. Oh, that was it. His army's completely gone. Also, the way he mic'd the corrosive bile, or not the corrosive bile, the parasitic bomb was incorrect. You really need to pace it. You don't spam it at once because it doesn't stack. So even if he did spam it all at once on 3 different mutas, I could actually keep all the mutas clumped up, and if they all got casted on the exact same time, none of my mutas would die anyways. You pace it a little bit a little bit slower than what he did. You don't just willy-nilly spam that shit. And now, yeah, he's kind of just hoping I don't ever attack him because that's not a realistic defense. And once again, the exact same thing I said even last time, where I'm like, it's impossible for him to win this game at this point. Because he just has no tech. It's amplified even more now. Now we're like 2 minutes later, and now this looks like this. It's even worse. So now we're just going to make Banes, and we're going to just kill him. Might not even need to use my Banelings, to be honest, because he's going so lurker heavy. I can just use Muta and win the game. He was making the whole game on trying to be cost efficient with Vipers and Lurkers. Oh! Oh, we're masters, boys! We're in that master division now, boys, and on our Zerg. No more diamonds.